And now we're recording, so we won't talk about it. The GM knows that you have to. I drink so much fucking coffee to do this job. Are you serious? I poop so much, and that's the note we're picking it up on. Hell yeah! My name is Tommy. I'm raising my glass, but my webcam's picking up a different direction. New studio, who dis? I'm just really happy there's not like in my old apartment immediately to my left. There was the mirror on my closet door, and then immediately behind me was the window. So it's just a tiny little wall of reflections and shit. Not anymore! But it's time for Spoopy Kingmaker. My mic is pointed right at my face. I need to be careful with the clapping. I'm very sorry, everyone. Specifically, I'm very sorry to Ross and Jeff and Robin and Sven and Emmy and Chewy. I think Kentucky is on fire, is what we picked up from what little we heard just now from Chewy, but thank you all for your support and me clapping angrily at your face. To start things off, what I will say before we do the in-character reflections for the hero points is all of the remaining bad guys drop their weapons and surrender. And so we can put a
good
face to a name to a face, Vin to a Vin.
Means
0 point to an in-character reflection.
Less murdering.
Alternatively,
get away.
We let the experience. We're leveling at checkpoints. You nerd.
I know.
I don't think I'd ever go back to leveling at experience for any reason.
Oh gosh.
It's a grind. But we'll start with Vin. We'll start with Ross for that in-character reflection for the hero point. Who are you? What are you? Unfortunately, last time you had to leave, you shillelagh'd and crit a bunch of people. That was dope.
Oh, kick ass.
That's kind of what you did.
Yay. Well, hello. I am Finsol Jimerson. I am the local boy of the group. This is my homelands. The Stolen Lands are, in fact, my homelands, and I have lived here for all my life. I am a local druid and the guide of the group. I've been helping them mostly keep their cool around the local populace and not try and have everyone be hated by everyone. All the while have my own emotional breakdowns and whatnot, and kind of coming of age story as I've been forced to take more and more responsibility. Because my family has apparently decided that in the middle of a fucking crisis, everyone has to be somewhere else.
Classic.
But at least they have Smiles, my pet wolf animal companion, who is by my side and shall ever protect me and my friends, and be very cute.
It's gonna be a sad day when he dies.
You shut your mouth, you son of a bitch. I got my eyes on you.
He does. He's watching you with his shillelagh. All right, cool.
I was so worried about that when we were going to have our little fight, because when I was like, I was going to go right after Smiles with like 8 eagles and just rip its throat out, and I did not want that to happen, so I'm glad that didn't.
The whole time I'm just, caster, fight. Caster, fight. Caster, have been so... But whatever, no PvP here, I guess. The hero point goes to Mr. Ross. Next, we'll take it to Devon.
Oh, Devon is just feeling sad because he's feeling an overwhelming sort of meta sadness, realizing that he's not the person he's going to be or will ever be again.
What can I say except a 7th person is joining this game?
You cannot have 7 people and 90 eagles.
It takes a lot of time. And I know I've been in groups with the guy who's joining a lot, and he'd be here about 5 minutes before. Like, this is taking a really long time. Because, like, we had the same problems
he's in roll 20.
Oh, what?
He's in the roll 20. He's just not in Discord.
No, he's not. Is he? I didn't
Dude,
give
who's
him
that picture of? It might be someone else who hasn't.
Oh, that's not the new one.
Sven knows who that is. Sven comes to the other Kingmaker sometimes. It's kind of scary.
I've popped in before, like, trying to fix my character sheet, and I was like, oh, don't mean to bother you.
And they all wigged out. Who is Jeff? Gotta share.
Am I just missing a person? Do I need to fix the Discords?
No, you're you're fine.
But we're still on the old map, on the other Kingmaker map, right?
Everyone is trying so hard to get themselves together. Welcome to Kingmaker Herding Cats Edition. Oh, good enough for Devin. Devin gets his thing. Good hero points.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. If it's good enough, then fuck it. But I can elaborate if you want me to.
Oh, elaborate, please.
Okay, then just how awesome it is to, because I feel like Devin saved the day with his tactical eagles going from like squadrons and then working that all out. So it felt like really useful. Like, this is why I'm here. Everyone
He's
has
giving
to
his
love me
point.
now. You have to love me because I have squadrons and I'm a tactical genius now.
Yeah, you really turned that number game around. Like stuff was like, holy shit, there's so many more of them than us. And then it was like 3 rounds of summoning later. And holy shit, there's so many more eagles than them.
And you're just ripping out eyeballs and ripping off faces. It was fucking awesome.
Also, turns out if I knew a little more about the Master Summoner, I might have said something about it in the first place. When the
You
class
probably
has a
should have.
notification at the bottom on the SRD that's like, don't fucking do this, it's like every summoner archetype that's good is too good. It's either here's this or whoop.
No, that's when you're like, hey, we need to change. Like, I completely understand. I'm surprised at last. It's usually around that time when they're like, oh, this is what this does. And I was like, yeah, catching on now. But yeah, no worries.
This is not the first person. Jeff is hurt.
It's
So
not.
far, I was going to actually try and get retrain my skills to get augment summoning. If it wasn't for the fact that we were now going away from summoning.
Be honest,
You know?
it might come to a point that we start a third, fourth weekly group because business is really good right now. I'm not even trying. Like I am literally not promoting because like in America right now that feels like war profiteering to me. Because like I could, Jeff and I have talked about this. Jeff and I have been like, I should be promoting the hell out of myself. Everyone's out of games. Oh God, Tommy makes money. I feel shitty. Yes, everyone. But good. Devin gets a hero point. Elric, the man, the myth, the man with the brother. He's about to figure out that his brother is dead and also fighting with his wife and a bunch of other stuff. Now it's time to hurt you.
You're going that stuff, doing that stuff all over again. also, when you said, "What can I say?" My head was like, "Accept you're welcome." I was really disappointed when it didn't go that way.
Yeah, it's okay to say you're welcome. This is just gonna turn into a Jonathan Young cover band. That's what Friday nights are.
I'm okay with that.
See, there we go.
All right. Well, I'm playing as Ulrich von Almar. I'm a human, like most of our party, actually. Surprisingly, for once, we are more special.
What is that supposed to mean?
Like usually, we are not playing as many humans. Like last time, when we did Carrion Crown. Did you have any humans? Well, later we had humans.
We had one.
Yeah.
That whole
I feel
campaign.
like at this point it's because I don't play any more exotic races because of the fact that I feel like, normally it never hurts to have like just one human in a group in a world that's mostly humans just to kind of make certain things easier when you gotta deal with certain assholes. But just like, okay.
Well, it also kind of makes it fun because if your whole group is non-human or something like that, you can.
But then you don't have the normal person to be the straight man. See, here's the thing. I was a bard, but I was also kind of ended up being the straight man more often than not.
Well, you can always do things like disguise and stuff.
Lawful good bards, everyone. They exist.
Boom! Got him!
Hashtag not every bard's a nymphomaniac. Is that nymphomaniac? I don't know what the hell it is.
Nymphomaniac?
I think that's what it is.
Ross is wholesome. Leave wholesome boy Ross alone.
Yeah.
Yep. He knows his big
I just remember one time we were in a history class, and I said, I was talking about like 1920s, and I was like, they were indulged in all this debauchery, and people kind of looked at me. I was like, one person like, what do you mean by debauchery? And I just kind of paused and looked at them. I was like, you don't know what debauchery means? And they shook their head, and I was like, and I'm supposed to be the innocent one.
Means a good time, but
It does.
let the wizard
Be a bit
speak.
of a naughty
Having
time.
fun.
Naughty, but fun time.
I'm gonna cast power word mute on everyone who's not Elric.
Power word silence.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm a first level wizard, 2 levels Drummer Keeper, special
my internet go out?
No, I think it's him.
Yeah, currently I'm trying to save my brother, and by the looks of it, it might have worked. You haven't found him yet. You will find out today.
All right, good enough. Hero point is yours. Your hero point was us rambling. Hooksy! He-Bird! Oh, okay.
Well, we have evolved from birds, but I'm not a bird. All right. My name is Tuxale Copperscale, but you can call me Tuxie. I am a bard, a wit archetype by trade. I'm an executioner, or was, or I don't know, but I gotten to flex those muscles for a bit because somebody keeps summoning eagles to do my job for me.
Give it like 5 minutes.
I'm a bit disappointed. I was expecting the fight to be a bit more, well, a bit less one-sided. And I was hoping that we could take SOB that I'm standing on alive so that I could interrogate him, but looks like that's not happening. At least we have victory.
B is equally bloodshed. Fair enough. Good for you. I guess I'll go ahead and say it now as well, because Emmy very loudly made me realize I dropped the ball in the process of my move that, in fact, my friend has the best birthday in the world, 420. Your birthday present's a little boring, but it seems really useful for you. I'm just going to give Tuxie Conceal Spell as a bonus feat for free.
Oh,
Nice.
What have you done?
What I've done is I've set up a situation where we can do things without starting bar fights forever.
That is simultaneously wonderful and disappointing because, I mean, what if I wanted to start a bar fight?
Then start the bar fight. Just don't do it necessarily, or just like, I am not using Conceal Spell. I am literally saying, eat shit, fight me, as I cast Hideous Laughter at somebody.
And it has to be, it takes up the appropriate spell slots
I assume.
higher?
Actually,
Alternatively, there are other 3.5 feats which just let you do like sleight of hand stuff to cover up your spell casting that doesn't require like anything.
Oh no, never mind. That's what
spell
that is.
slots,
This is not a meta magic feat. I might have miscalled it. It's a. Guess I'll read it for the crowd. When you cast a spell or use a spell-like ability, you can attempt to conceal verbal and somatic components among other speech and gestures, and to conceal the manifestation of casting the spell, so others don't realize you're casting a spell or using a spell-like ability until it is too late. The attempt to hide the spell slows your casting slightly, such that spells normally take a standard action now take a full round, and spells normally take longer now take twice as long. To discover your ruse, a creature must succeed at a perception, sense motive, or spellcraft check. The creature receives an automatic check with whichever of those skills it has the highest bonus, against a DC equal to 15 plus your number of ranks in Bloof or Disguise, whichever is higher, plus your Charm modifier.
Oh gosh.
The creature gets a bonus on its check equal to the level of the spell or slaw you are concealing. If your spell has a somatic component, any creature that can see you receives a perception or spellcraft check against a DC equal to 15 plus your... Jesus Christ, there's a lot. I don't want to do that voice forever.
I think we get it.
Yeah, Jeff got it, so we're good. Jeff will explain it back to us. But it's not a meta magic feat, it's a I'm making checks against you, but you can try to just... Anyway,
cool.
Gregor. Not a character from Fire Emblem. Guy who got his shield broken by an arrow. Still trying to figure out how that works.
Don't remember me. Yeah, hi, I'm Gregor Eisenhorn. I'm a level 3 Slayer. And a bit disappointed that the fight is already over. I just came into the fray. But I have to say, first time fighting on the side with a summoner. And yeah, he did a good job. I have to say what's true, and the Suns did a lot of work here and opened us so much options. Maybe I have to think about what I thought about him, and maybe he isn't a bad, arrogant guy. Maybe he's arrogant, but maybe he's not a bad, arrogant guy.
Oh man, I'm gonna feel so bad now because people only love me because of my Eagles, and now I'm gonna have Eagles, so people aren't gonna love me anymore.
Nope, it's all ruined for you.
Yeah, it was like, man, he's useful. He has eagles, and he's like, I don't have eagles anymore. It's like, back to being useless.
Everyone hates you. Oopsie poopsie. Alrighty.
Everybody hates Devon.
Yeah, that's literally just what this game is called. Pathmaker.
Yeah.
We hate Jeff Edition.
Especially with the curses coming my way, I can go with it.
The curse of just it is now mechanically much worse. Also, I forgot how big the grid looks compared to everything that's already an asset on this board. Like this fucking over here, this is the most colossal of carts, the biggest cart.
It would be fun if you were like a party of lizard men, because they actually put people into categories of how useful they are. The more useful a person is, the more they like a person.
Well, and Aruxi is what is joining us next week, so that's fun. Aruxi Monk, I believe, is what he's... Lizard
yeah,
folk.
what's...
Hey,
Oh,
Aruxi
okay.
is the, as Catfolk is an Amur and as a Fetchling is a Kaal. That's the, like, we're not calling this lizard guy. That's the name they gave him in 2nd edition, basically. But, whoops, we digress. I think I may have just yoed us off the board. No, okay, we're good. Okay, so everybody in the Scarlet...
Did you change what map you're on?
Did I? Nope.
No. That's why I'm asking.
All right, hold on. Be patient. Everybody, the remainder of the Scarlet Hand surrenders. A couple of them have been blinded. They're still very shiny. A couple of them are very, like, disoriented. The Azerces wolf continues to snarl and bite, but they all just kind of move back this direction. Everybody, especially those of you on the walls, can still see the catapults are trying to reload them. There's ammo there, and there is floating big chunk of vat of alchemist fire someone is trying to put into the catapult, but there's no one there. Like an invisible force is trying to boop in.
Well, as long as they can't turn themselves, I'm fine with that, I think.
Also, Ragnar's too drunk, so he can't make it.
Because if they start turning and firing at us again, that would be bad. But if they aim in the same direction still, then I think that's fine.
Yeah, I don't think they're that stupid to blow themselves up unless a damn lich mind controls them to do all that shit.
Yeah, that's the other Kingmaker.
Also, by the way, before our summoner loses his powers, elementals, if his life depends on it,
that is
stop
unfortunately
that ridiculous fire.
That has unfortunately gone too far.
Oh jeez.
And that sucks. I will say, Ross, you were not here when it happened. Vin is not in trouble, but Vin knows in his heart of hearts that lots and lots of flora and fauna were killed needlessly. There were water elementals summoned, so the fire will not spread to just the whole fucking Stolen Lands is burning. But it is a pretty catastrophic loss of life so far as nature is concerned. And had you been a little more present, that would have been you should stop this, or it is a serious strike against your vows to maintain the balance of nature. Eventually the fire is put out. There's only a couple of elementals running around like chickens with their heads cut off to do it.
I can't move inside.
But I mean,
No, you're fine. You had to leave for the reasons you had to leave, and no one's judging you for it. I'm just saying that is a thing that your character notices and would feel because this reason.
Okay, I'll kind of look around the battlefield, kind of with a very clearly despaired look on my face.
I go over and I slap him on the back and I say, "Cheer up, local boy! We fucking won! We did it!"
we have not won in a better way. They have killed far too much to really have anything left to win for.
As if on cue, one of Tremon's eyes like rolled down the battlements. That dude got messed up real quick. I'm not surprised.
It's too soon for celebrations. I still haven't found my brother, and before I have done that, I don't have time for your small talk bullshit.
Good point.
Oof. I got time for
this. The ones.
I guess I forget really quickly. Had we spellcraft checked the catapults? I think we had. We took a week off because Tommy was zooming, so everyone knows that a very high level unseen servant spell was cast on the catapults. That's why, like, they are trying to reload themselves because the algorithm is still running. It's just like there's nothing, they can't go. So it's just kind of like bits in. I guess honestly, that probably means bits of like bats of alchemist fire are clinking dangerously. Just must go in spot, can't go in spot. Cling, slosh of a little bit of fucking napalm, cling. But you're not in danger. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, also, we don't have to spell magic, so we can't really do anything about that. And even then, we would need to roll against the guy who did it, and that guy seemed to be way higher level than us. It wouldn't even be sure if we could do it.
Then we can probably do it if need be after we find your brother, because that seems to be the important thing. We can pick up the bottles of alchemist fire on their own and just move them the fuck out of the area.
Well, they're vats. They're not bottles. They're vats. But let's focus on finding the brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tootsie is going to pick up the wands from Tremon.
Righty.
Yeah. And maybe
with anything else of value.
Okay, I will update the loot sheet between here and next time.
On that ranger, he had a really nice bow, it seemed. Take his weapon away, he surrendered.
Wasn't the ranger female? The Hobgoblin Ranger?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought the Hobgoblin Ranger was a female.
Yeah.
Why do I remember that so well?
Because she was hitting on you with arrows.
I was about to say, don't start with the hitting on me part.
I start stabbing Eric.
Yeah. Now we know exactly who Vin is getting married to.
But Tommy, I can't.
Well, we're not. Too early to start the Vin joke.
So real quick, you guys cannot talk all at once. I will not be able to understand you. Police yourselves. What were you saying, Sven?
I can't move inside of this map. Somehow my token is blocked.
There you go.
Thanks.
What is it to identify a wand? Spellcraft?
Yes.
Oh, Tootsie's going to try and identify the wands.
While Tootsie's identifying the wands, what can I roll to try and track down Elric's brother?
Yeah, I'll give that.
Would the survival work?
Get to that in a second.
Can we just ask some of our prisoners?
I didn't catch that, I'm sorry.
I just said, can't we just ask some of the prisoners?
Tugsy, the first thing you find, all of these are bandoliered on Kremen's body. The first one, very clearly, screw it, it's fine, it's good enough. One of them is a wand of Unseen Servant with a caster level of 10th.
Oof.
It's very good. It's, like I said, all of these wands have the insignia of the Whispering Way, emblazoned. On top of that, what else did Tremon? I'm just gonna roll a d4. He has that many kinds of wands. Bam! He's got 3 in addition. A wand of Magic Missile, level 3 with 11 charges remaining. Before Jeff starts shouting at the top of his lungs at me, I guess we'll do it. A Wand of Burning Hands, also level 3, with 8 charges remaining. And what's another good wand? I'm trying to think.
Cure Wand?
Sure. Wand of Cure Light Wounds, level 3, 14 charges remaining.
Nice. That one got the most charges.
Ooh.
just thought it makes sense for somebody to have a wand to cure light wounds in a party.
Gotta have that happy
Yeah.
stick.
But I don't normally try to tell the GM what loot to give. I just thought.
I mean, at that point, I was hung. Like, I had no idea. I don't play
Oh.
casters enough. There are swords hanging in the back of my studio behind me. There are staves upstairs. I did not want the staves in my studio because I cast Greatsword.
You need to start expanding your horizons, friend.
Do you want to go back to GMing on Tuesdays so I can do that?
You know I would
Sure.
if I could.
Anyway, back on subject. Tootsie, those wands. Do you mind if I grab 2 of those? Because those are the ones.
Because somebody doesn't want to cast barb chains.
Yes. Wait, I did not see that in a little app. Where's that at?
Oh, you're looking in the app. That might be why you were having problems finding good damaging spells for
Okay,
players.
now I feel like a dumbass.
Classic. 1 sec, I'll link you. Why don't you just cast in barb chains? Barb chains is so good.
Say that.
Just get yourself like one of those eternal ones. You can use them twice per day, but they're infinite.
That's cool.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's pretty neat. Yeah, more 3.5 stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a sword. Can cast sword all day long.
See, Sven gets it.
He's dragging Trevor's body.
Tootsie's already patrolling.
Tootsie's like just inching up, and not even just like moving the entire way, just taking her turns, walking up step by step.
She's patrolling.
Toss Trevor's body down, climb down after it.
I gotta turn up Emmy.
I thought maybe she needed some privacy. Currently constipating or something.
Nope. Making her way downtown. Walking fast.
It's even better because Tootsie's like 3 feet tall and has just thrown this grown man off the top of a fucking barricade.
That explains why she
And I can't get it.
so slow though, because she had to drag him along.
Or just like push her off the side, grease him, poop.
Almost made it down. There's an invisible wall right there.
Where even are you?
On the top right.
She was.
Oh my god! Like,
she's been slowly walking there. Not just like you would think like just zoom. She has been inching her way over the whole fucking time. That was really funny. Thank you.
It was. I was like, what the hell is she doing?
trying to find the ladder.
Okay, so we got the loot all set up. Are we going to question prisoners so we can find Wizard Boy's brother?
Indeed, that's the plan. Bart, you're good with words. Question him, please.
Maybe just say that they should drop their weapon first.
They did.
I thought they already did. They've already dropped their
They
weapons.
dropped the weapon? Okay.
Yes.
I would like to pick up the bow of the ranger.
Okay, it's really not
Someone
that
needs a
special.
ranged weapon.
Just happens to be there was a lot of crits. I will put loot in between here and there. Because I need to go dig out 1 billion stat blocks.
Oh, I thought he had like a composite bow with like strength bonuses because he was dealing bonus damage. Was that all from favorite enemy?
I think so. I'd have to go back and look at it. That's what I'm saying. I don't have it right now.
Oh, okay. Well, it's currently no pressing matter, so that's fine.
So, Tooksie's going full Batman, Dark Knight here. As she stands over Tremon's body, facing the prisoners, the wings on her shadow sort of unfurl, and she just sort of shouts at them, "Where is he?"
Okay. Everybody kind of like generally looks towards the back of the fort. No one really says anything. In general, lots of people are looking like towards the hobgoblin and then like towards how to leave. They seem primarily concerned with, like, their own hides at this point.
And they're apparently blaming the hobgoblin.
Or, like, the hobgoblin is the closest to in charge. Most of these people, especially, like, these, were just, like I said last time, they're either very, very young or very, very old. They're just kind of like, whoever you can go to Restov and, like, here are 2 coppers, please come die for me, that you could get.
Yeah.
Do we want to employ them for ourselves, or do we just want to kill them all once we get the whole brother thing figured out?
Let's
I'm
get
not-
the whole
I'm-
brother thing figured out first.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I'm not a fan of just murdering people.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not just murder. It's fucking retribution for trying to kill us.
That's kind of murder.
That seems like murder.
No,
That seems like murder.
Murder would be like if they were just like hanging out at the tavern, not bothering anybody, and we just kill them just for the fuck of it. I don't want to kill them for the fuck of it. I want to kill them because they tried to kill me. So I'm saying the death penalty for attempted murder. Can we agree that they tried to kill us?
Jeff, I'm just
Well-
gonna say this to you, my friend. I'm fairly certain it's cheaper to go to a therapist. I understand that it's cheaper to come to Tommy than it is to go to a therapist, but calm down.
Got him.
I'm fine. That is my fantasy because like I live a really happy life and no one has ever tried to kill me really. So I feel like when the time comes, we can get really excited with it.
It's been a really long time IRL
You
since
can't
someone
see
has
my
come for
face, but
Jeff's
I'm just
kidney.
looking at the screen with a horrified look on my face. Holy hell.
I'm like, what? I haven't killed anyone today.
Excuse me?
Today.
That's true. I didn't say anything that was false.
They will,
Okay.
Anyway, back to finding the brother.
Yeah.
they will be given to the order, and the order will decide what will happen to
Okay,
them.
fair enough.
Okay, so that means that you want to keep them imprisoned for now, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Toopsie
Yeah,
sort
Alric
of
keep them in
nods
prison.
at Elric.
yeah, I'm not sure if you have.
Go forward, look for your brother.
Yes.
While she stands watch over the.
Yeah, I feel like we have
Yeah.
like the threat of death is a pretty good like don't
Yeah.
run away or we'll kill you. So they'll probably be fine.
Yeah. Elric will hurry over to Where's Brothers. Also, while he's on the way there, he will activate his arcane side because he's kind of worried that the whole mind possession thing that happened to Wynn's brothers also happened to his brother, and he wants to see magical auras to figure out if he can see like high-level spells placed on his brother.
Okay. So as you make your way over, do you need to make like a spellcraft check with that? Is that how that works?
No, it's just the more like every round I can see more. Like
Okay.
after a couple of rounds, it's basically it's a spell-like ability that functions like a third-level spell, which is like a super-powered version of detect magic.
Okay, gotcha. So as you start making that way, Elric, like down the back of the fort, you begin to like pick up. It starts off like really, really faint conjuration auras, but they get really, really powerful, like really, really, really fast, and then they go away as if someone was like turning a light switch off and turning it back on again, and off and on and off and on and off and on and off and on.
Okay. Now I'm confused. Can I do a like a spellcraft check to figure out what that could mean?
Yeah. Also, I see a sense motive and a 6. I'm not sure what that was from Ben.
That was a misclick on my part. My apologies.
All good.
I was just double checking some skills.
As you do.
We're still level 3, correct?
Yep.
Just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so Elric, you're not super sure what's going on, but it kind of gives you the same vibe as when you guys were at that old dwarven fort south of here. Like big, giant conjuration flare up followed by nothing and back again. And it's really hard to describe or explain, but it falls into that kind of category.
Okay. So I see that like all around us or something.
You kind of feel it. Like The aura
Okay.
like permeates the air like a mist.
Okay. I probably shout back like a warning that something's going on here that reminds me of that time we were at the tower. But I'm currently still rushing towards my brother. That's currently more important for me.
And they do.
I'd
You
like to
find
catch
him.
up with Elric.
They bring him out. You bring him out. He indeed is missing the finger that was in the envelope. He appears like he's not tied up or anything. You find him in the very back of the fort, just kind of like in a room, hanging out. He appears to be like, I wouldn't call him comfortable, but like he is restrained in no way. His door is not locked. He sees you and he looks up and he's kind of like in a daze as he like looks at you, clearly recognizes you. But like not everything is quite firing.
Okay. Is someone good with medicine? Can they do like a check on him? I just can see magical stuff, but I'm bad at telling how people are.
Yes.
Like I turn to Tuxi. Did they like torture him or something? You're is that something that you're good at? Can you tell? Not sure what's part of your executioner repertoire.
I do a heal check to make sure he doesn't like have any sort of like, I guess, sort of like blunt trauma, like maybe a concussion or whatnot.
The only thing like with an 11 that you can find on him really is like his finger is missing. You're not entirely sure what's happening, but it didn't happen like in a physical sense.
Also, quickly out of character, I checked, and aside from like I think like 6th or 7th level spell regeneration, there's nothing to regrow like lost stuff. But you get revival spells like way earlier, which is kind of weird.
It is weird
Like,
for game
why
balance,
do you get people bringing back to life earlier than regrowing body parts? That's such a weird balancing decision.
A little bit, yeah. I guess that you're not normally hacking off people's arms in like the span of normal combat, though.
Yeah.
I would have no idea what kind of check to roll for that. Like a sense motive, see what's up with his brain.
Heal.
He's under a spell.
If he was under a spell, Elric would be able to pick it up.
Got it. Closest thing to that I have is Profession Executioner. I don't have heal.
Yeah, I only have untrained heal, so the best I can get is like a 10, I guess. So that's not really worth it. I'm not a trained healer.
Oh, I guess Ragnar is gonna drunkenly stumble over real fast.
Sorry, I only rolled a 2.
Yeah.
Ragnar is not much more sure.
Tuxi looks at the ranger, hobgoblin.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do to him?
Make another intimidate check. Oh, never mind.
I did diplomacy this
We're going good, cop. All right, well done, Batman. I really need someone to draw Tuxi's art, but it's Darkwing Duck.
Yes.
Darkwing Kobold.
Darkwing Dragon Reptile thing. Whatever. I'm super burnt out. I'm very tired. Need more caffeine. Too many boxes. Still. She looks up, looks over at him, looks back at you, looks kind of at everybody. Her wolf is probably the least friendly of the assembled prisoners, and probably the only one that's still like a threat, and it's kind of glued to her side. She's got one hand down, like scritching it behind the ear pretty subconsciously. Found some stash of poison in the back of the... She nods towards where where he came from was. Kept him real quiet.
The sleeping drug.
Oh, the sleeping drug.
And let me get another heal check. Nature would be good as well.
I'll go with nature because I think.
Oh, nature. Yes, that's something the wizard can do. Okay, well, the druid critted that with a net 20.
And has
I'm out
no
of my
idea.
league.
No, kidding. Vin, you're able to piece it together. It's in really small doses over time. You wouldn't like knock somebody out with the stuff Oleg was using, but you would keep them pretty docile. Elric's brother is just kind of really high right now.
Well, at the very least, if that's the case, then this shouldn't give him any lasting damage.
Yeah, like maybe diarrhea at the worst.
Yeah, that you can live with diarrhea.
We have to live with diarrhea. We don't have a choice on that one.
There's no spells to help with that one. We aren't
quote
using
my
that
father,
3.5 book.
Everybody poos.
Words of wisdom.
I mean, that comes from a man who has a PhD, so I'd say that's pretty learned shit.
He's got to know about the
Well, we are in a magical world. There are actually some creatures which don't need to poo because they also don't need to eat or drink.
So the brother is
that-
brother is fine. He's groggy. We're gonna
No,
bring him out.
we're talking about poo, Jeff.
I don't want to talk about poo.
Everybody poos.
I know everybody
Yeah,
poos. I mean, not that I'd like it. It's not that I don't. I'm not grossed out by poo. I'm like, we can talk about shit all the time.
Hell yeah.
Germans, I've seen your porn. It's just like, just stay focused on the game. I'm not sure. Don't think that I'm grossed out by poo because we can get gross. But I would like to.
I'm gonna invest
stay focused on the game.
in a really loud bell that I can ding when you guys get too rambling. Ding! Shut the fuck up.
You just need a racist bell, or the equivalent of a racist bell from Soviet.
We don't need it. We need to get the brother. Okay, we got the brother. That's what we need to do. Okay, we got the brother, and he's fine, and we've got the prisoners, right?
Indeed. In total, you've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9.
Well,
About
the
a
problem
dozen
then
prisoners.
becomes that if we want, look, I'm gonna get the group, I guess, together, and I'll be like, look, I'm not gonna lie. One, we are not gonna be able to transport all those people back to Timberfall. Two, even if we did, Timberfall does not have the means to hold all these people. I think most of the conscripted soldiers and whatnot are just people that are down on their luck. I think that for the most part they should be let go, but the Hobgoblin? Hell no.
Okay,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
But if not, not just let them go, like let them pay off the crime. Let them do like community service in Timberfall to make up for the fact they tried to kill us.
I'm not sure how happy the people of Timberfall would be about having so many strangers in town, especially after the stuff.
Look.
I mean, I can understand the young people, but the old people, you want to force old people to work.
Here's the thing, though. Also, Devon, you're saying they committed crimes. What crimes did they commit? They are mercenaries. They were hired to fight. For all they know, we were committing the crimes.
Yeah, the guys in the front row look a little lost. Most of them, they show up, they go to put out a fire, they turn around, there are a billion Rocky Balboas charging at them. They get confused and surrender.
They are very clearly not like regular soldiers. These are just people they hired to serve as a barrier for those of us that have conscience, because they don't.
Okay, so then, then we go with the good cop routine. We tell them all that we are their saviors, that, we're really happy they're fine, and they'll be like, oh my God, thank you for saving me. Is there anything we can do to repay you? And then we can get them to clean out the latrines.
Maybe you shouldn't discard that in earshot from them.
They can't hear their porn.
I already said that for the record. I did say I pulled the group aside.
Yeah, there's a sidebar going on right now.
Yeah, I pulled them aside, and Smiles is probably watching them all. Just kind of very clearly walking around them, watching them all. If any of them move, Smiles will jolt to them and probably be like, growl.
I've got more to talk to the Hobgoblin about. You guys can sort this out.
Yeah. Right. While I'm at it with all the checking up, just to be safe, I will use a charge of my healing belt to make sure that my brother's topped up with HP.
Okay, that's good.
Of which, hey, did you find any useful wands on him, by the way, Tuxie? I saw you were looking at them.
That's what I want to talk to the Hobgoblin about.
Alright, me and Devon and Ragnar We can go and take care of the people, the regular soldier people. You can take care of the hobgoblin, and Elric, I presume you're gonna want to stay with.
Yeah.
And Gregor, you want to help us? You want to help Tuxie with the
I'm
hobgoblin?
going with Tuxie, yes.
Yeah, because the
give us
hobgoblin's the only one of the group that actually gives me a concern at this point. There are
What about the other three in the back?
Those are... The hobgoblin scares me the most. It's clear that they're the one with the most combat training out of everyone.
Do we have shackles or rope or anything? We should probably tie folks up.
I have rope.
There's enough rope in the trading post. You could
Look.
Okay, yeah.
We'll, so are the three behind, or the four behind the three that are not just the generic token behind the hobgoblin, like actual people that we recognize as being part of the original band?
Yes.
Yeah, those three.
Yeah, you recognize all three of them from the event at Timberfall.
All right. Okay. Great. Okay. I'll tie those ones up. Devon, you can go talk to the regulars. You can try and get them to do the latrines, but they have not committed any crimes. Okay.
They haven't. No. Oh, yeah, we're good. We are their saviors. So yeah, they're okay.
I don't know about saviors, but you're welcome to try that.
I know we've been super rambly today, but I'm going to interject here and say that as someone who works in the service industry during a pandemic, I've heard the savior line so many times from videos at Chipotle. Anyway, end rant.
Yeah, only because like role playing, like I'm fully aware that Devon is a piece of shit and a horrible person, and again, doing things that aren't me.
No,
you're fine. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just like
none of
us are I'm just playing Vincent here,
Oh yeah, cool. But yeah, fucking
Devin's not racist, he's classist.
Exactly.
Look, I'll take care of the three regular grunts. Tuxie, you take care of the big one, Elric with the brother, Gregor with Tuxie, Ragnar with you, Devon, just to back you up, and me and Smiles can take care of the three regular guys. Cool?
Sounds good.
All right.
Break.
3, 2, 1, break. So Ragnar's pretty drunk, but he will do what he can. Classic. I guess.
Swing his gun around.
He will shoot the shit out of the walls. Before we break, we're gonna go ahead and do the thing now. Everybody, time has passed. I'm not sure exactly how much time, but enough time has passed that the Earth Elemental and the Water Elemental truly that is still just like the Dutch kid putting his finger in the well, but it's fire, not water, basically. Still just frantically sprinting and spritzing and sprinting and spritzing, trying to put the fire out. The Earth Elemental and all the Eagles have stayed longer than they should have. The Eagles also appear to be a little more, like, out of control is the best word I can think for it. They're kind of just, like, generally doing their own thing.
That's peculiar. They're usually much more obedient. Bad Eagles.
They kind of just squawk.
Well, what's up with your summons?
I don't know. Normally, it's like they're like the help. They go, they do their thing, and you never get to see them again. But they're still here. I don't know if they want a tip or why they're still here.
Is this situation with the whole conjuration stuff that I saw going out outside? Eric would probably try to figure out if there's like a connection between that and his son staying longer, because that would probably be his line of thought.
Yeah, sure. Roll knowledge the planes. Go, divination wizard. Reroll that.
Yeah. I rolled slightly better.
It's better enough, sure. You're not sure how, you're not sure why, you're not sure if they're connected, but what you are sure of is the creatures that are now flying around the fort are like... Normally, when you summon something, when a conjuration wizard, like, casts forth the spell and out comes an elemental, it's not actually that elemental. It's that elemental's aspect. That elemental is not in like any actual danger. That elemental is not like when they quote unquote die. The aspect kind of like a like a electronic device with a battery in it. The battery runs out and off it goes. In this case, what you're looking at is not aspects of the summoning, but rather as if Devin had become powerful enough to like cast something on the order of like gate and pull these creatures from wherever it is they came from to here. They are permanent fixtures, like teleported without consent almost. And they don't seem to be going anywhere. That further means if folks have talked, it's been 2 weeks. I'll say again, thank y'all for giving me a week off to lug all my shit out here. Actually, like right after, I was like, I am out of spoons, y'all. My RAM died in my computer, so it would have been a wash anyway. But when Tuxie was watching eagles get hit and disappear and like cry out in pain, that's because they weren't being just like, this manifestation of my consciousness is going back. Rather, the eagle was dying and then being like ripped back. The ripped back part doesn't make a lot of sense if they're being like not summoned, but it is the real thing. But that appears to be what's happening.
Okay, so it's like they're in like a state between being actually here and not being actually here kind of deal, because like if they die they return to where they came from, but they are also dead, while that normally shouldn't happen.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, it's like Inception.
This game is actually a dream, and we're on the second.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I don't make them go away. I don't want them anymore. They're here. I don't need them. They're not doing anything. I mean, they look cool. I'm cool, but like, they're still here.
This is most peculiar. That's not how it should work. If I were in a better mood, I would like to study it.
Well, maybe we'll see. Do I notice if like, will they follow me? Are they still under my command? Or are they just sort of wild out on their own?
They listen to you in the sense of like summoned creatures without a lot of intelligence will listen to you. They listen to you.
So if I tell them just like, stay here, don't follow me, you're freaking me out, they'll just stay here?
Yeah, they kind of like all just like sit.
Cool.
Anyway, so we have, I'm going to move some tokens around so I can keep my own brain together. Tuxie is doing an interrogation of the hobgoblin. And who was with Tuxie again one more time?
Wasn't it just our Slayer?
Yeah, Gregor.
Gregor.
Yeah.
I thought Gregor was, banking her up.
Where is G-Man?
Yep.
Yeah, I think also because Gregor was interested in having that bow.
There's gonna be a bow, Jesus.
Give me that bow! Give me that bow!
Damn murder hobos. The bow is broken.
He noticed that he doesn't have a ranged weapon. Now he needs a ranged
The bow is cursed. The curse is you have to play Trazen. Haha. Where is... I'm just gonna drag another token out for Gregor. Wham! And
I got a token.
Oh, there's a Gregor. Hooray. I found him. And then we've got the general folks are being interrogated by Devin, and Ragnar is there, and then the wizard and the druid are with the wizard's brother.
Yeah, I think
Got that right?
how it was.
No, the druid wanted to keep an eye on the 3 amigos.
Okay.
Well, they are near us, I guess. I mean, so...
Smiles can basically accomplish that, too. Alrighty.
3 Amigos is a really good film. You should watch it. It's old, but really good.
My dad's old. Watched many an old movie. But let's do the Bard and the Slayer first. Emmy, by powers vested me by the fact that I forgot your birthday. You have the floor. I'm going to open the Discord and be like, Emmy's on, be right back right now.
So, Tuxie holds out the crazy wand from Tremin. Now, I know that Tremin did not make this himself. Where did he get it from?
Take a check.
Oof.
Well,
That's
good,
timely
good cop
inspiration,
isn't
that.
going so well.
Timely inspiration seems like a good use.
Yeah.
Oof.
So it isn't a reroll. It's a +1 competence bonus per 5 caster level. So it would make your 13 a 14. Still something you want to do?
Oh. Huh.
If you want to reroll, I still have that
Yeah, I thought that was a
fortune
reroll.
ready.
Timely inspiration,
that'd be
unfortunately,
useful.
is not.
I still have that fortune enhancing spell ready. I actually didn't get to use a single second level spell because the first level spells were
that
way
spell
more
would be
useful in
real
this situation.
useful.
Sometimes you just got to teleport the fighters up the wall. Who needs a siege mage?
This was super fun. That's also one of the things that will be a lot harder now that we don't have some. It was one of the things that I really liked. Like, have an eagle, like you could send them somewhere to just switch positions. It was super fun.
Well, if business continues going really well, I'll start another weekly game and I'll make sure that Robin and Jeff stay in the same group. And it'll be just fine. Okie dokie. Inside of good fortune, you may re-roll Oopsie.
All right.
Make it count.
Proceeds to fumble.
Yeah, net one.
There we go. Okay. So there's a little bit of like, she kind of just glowers up at you for a little while. Elric, you see Tuxie is struggling. You toss a small you toss a coin to your bard. And in a little flash of light, Tuxie gets the right words to say, and she says them. Some pink-haired human girl said, and Azersi looks over at Elric, that you aren't a traveling band of performers, and that he, well, we could get a lot of money for him. Serendipitously, turns towards brother, happened to show up right after. Tremon figured we'd make a boatload of money, and the human was more than willing to finance us. She turns towards the, like, rank and file of the Band of the Scarlet Hand. Unfortunately, not quite as good as she could have. Kept telling Tremon we should do something about the grass on the approach to the port. Drugs.
I really regret that Mindling doesn't work the way that we started with. I would have loved seeing that memory so I actually know exactly how that person looks. And the voice, because sometimes you want to know the voice of a person, because some people like dressing up and pretending to be other people.
Indeed.
Freaking disguise chicks.
We definitely, Tommy, if I recall correctly, we saw a pink-haired girl very early on when we first came to Timberfall.
Yes, you did. She, you had deduced that she's from Restov, some kind of spellcaster, was just kind of poking around, and then she left after your performance.
Yeah, and she was noble from what I remember, because she was talking about the commoners and whatnot. All right. This is good information. Thank you.
She kind of, like, you say thank you, her eyebrows go up a little bit, her ears twitch, but she doesn't say anything else.
Thank you for your cooperation. We will adjust your sentence based on your cooperation.
In a sense motive, get the idea, like, is she really just in it for the money, or does she have some sort of tie?
Okay, make it so.
Oof.
Okay. Well, IIRC. Tuxie is originally from Nirmathos.
Yeah.
And next to Nirmathos, there's a nation that Nirmathos has been at war with kind of forever and ever called Molthun. Molthun is very, like, they employ legions and legions of monstrous humanoids as just, like, shock troops. And that's what Azersi gives you, like, vibes of. She's probably mostly in it for the money. Mostly, like, this is the life she knows. Go fight things, do what you're told, make money doing it.
Got it.
She doesn't necessarily have, like, a vested interest in the Scarlet Hand's perseverance.
In theory, we could buy her out, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Her loyalty probably goes roughly, give or take, in order: her coin, her wolf, or her safety, her, like, shelter and food kind of stuff.
Gotcha. All right. I will keep this in mind. I suppose we will rejoin the others, taking her with us.
Okay. Gregor, you got anything you want to do while you guys are over here?
Please again.
Is there anything you want to do? Anything you want to ask her? Anything you want to say?
I ask, did you know that, how was the name of the bard?
His name was Tremin.
Did you know that your boss Tremin worked with a withering way?
She just kind of scratches her head. Not sure what that is. I assume that's where the wands came from.
I have no questions, but I am strongly that we give her over to the order, and if the order says it's okay to let her go, or she can work for the order, then that's their decision.
Okay.
But that's the only decision I would make.
Yeah, maybe the order will give her a way to redemption kind of deal, or whatever.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, because she didn't know who she was working for. She was just in it for the coin.
Pretty much. Okay. If you two have nothing else.
One last thing. You will ask if Tremin kept some sort of book in his private quarters where we might gather more information. Like a diary, essentially.
She shakes her
or
head
captain's
no.
log.
Mostly just like to talk.
Yeah, he definitely did do a lot of that. Tooksy sort of chuckles.
The hobgoblin returns the chuckle. Kind of like rolls her eyes a little after. If I'm honest with you, I don't mind that he's gone. His money was good. Is she bound or restrained in any way?
No.
I think so. I think we tied everybody up.
No, not her.
Well, everybody but the regular peasants.
She might have been tied up originally, but as things sort of calm down and we get more information, Tooksy would untie her.
Okay, in that case,
That's cool.
When she gets to the fame and prestige of the band of the Scarlet Hand, she air quotes it really, really hard. And just kind of rolls her eyes and snorts. A lot of good it did me.
Oh, yes. His mouth was bigger than mine, especially when he's drunk, and that's saying something.
It is. You haven't even seen the it pinches the bridge of her nose.
Oh, gosh. There, let's rejoin the others.
Yep. And and I guess I'll just take it down the OBS. Vin, got anything you want to do with those three?
Just, like I said, tying them up and whatnot. Making sure they're all nice and tight. And just kind of like, once that's done, just tap my hands and then say, well, made your bed, now you get to lay in it, I guess. Any remarks, comments? Go fuck myself?
Yeah, the look is generally that amongst the three of them. When you say that, their face is kind of like forming that direction, then you say it, and then like popping a balloon, they deflate.
I would have thought you guys would have been a little bit more clever. I guess all the talent really was in your boss.
Oh, the shade.
Too bad he's dead. And I'm just gonna head back to. I'm gonna head back.
Love it.
Who's the boss executing people with words?
Vin, you've pushed the druid too far.
Just leave them like all tied up against near the gate and whatnot. Just like walk away. Don't even bother to look back. Just back to make sure, but Ben does not care.
Okay, cool. Then Devin and his assembled retinue of squires. All right, that check is probably successful.
Rolling a bluff.
We're in danger.
Okay, there we go. Oh, no. I explained to them all that we are Devin and his disciples. I'm glad that we could save you from this horrible band of hooligans. And he spits in the direction of the three over there.
Okay.
Imagine a bit of that actually ends up on my face, and I'm just like, what the?
I'm sorry, Crossfire. Move next time.
You'd think the druid would know not to stand downwind. The 8 of them.
I'm gonna expect my own teammate to spit like a donkey.
I've been spitting at horrible people who attempted to murder us.
Get back to your speech. Get back to your speech.
Okay. So yeah, we're here to save you. Hello. And you all are?
The 8 of them kind of just like, they look at each other and look back at you and look at each other and look back at you. And, the half-elf, he said that all of you were some nobles from Oosterlav. And we'd get lots of money if we could just bring back your hides. Are you really just a traveling band of what?
First off, I'm a local guy, so the rest of them maybe, but I'm a local guy.
Mind him, he's just the hired help around here. No, we are a group of traveling performers and part-time heroes. I'm a part-time hero, just, because it's just what I do. I feel like I need to just help the less fortunate like yourself.
He's a true humanitarian.
What would you be without? Where would you be without me? You'd probably be dead, or even worse. But it's okay. I'm here to save you. You're gonna be all right. Work your way back into town. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps, and remember that Devin and his disciples saved your ass. And if everyone's like, "Hey, you ever heard of Devin and his disciples?" You tell them that Devin was really charming and really good looking, and that the copper little dragon wasn't bad, but Devin was way cuter.
They all just kind of look at each other. So we're free to go then.
Yeah, pretty much. Do you need anything? They're gonna go tell people how awesome we are.
Probably they look again. The smoke is probably just like blowing across the stolen man. What more stay here for the night, leave in the morning? That there's kind of a general like, yeah, that seems best. Pass out amongst all of them. But all right, we'll leave and. Thank you for telling. Are you really some kind of performer? Who are the disciples? What do they do? As if on cue, Ragnar's gun misfires and like serendipitously hits something important. Oh, wow, he's quite the marksman now. And holy gods, I'm glad I didn't have to fight him. Oh, I've been missing an eye, clearly. They kind of like generally back and forth. What about the rest of them? What about Hobo back there? What about the rest of the Scarlet Hand?
Did I say hobo?
Hobo. They say hobo. They point at the druid, and we go back to crapping on Vin. It's a good time.
I already told you all. I'm a guide, assholes.
He's a bodyguard and possibly a hobo. Hobos make for the best bodyguards. They're very hungry individuals.
They're so hungry. I was a hobo before these guys paid me 5 copper pence to come out here and try to kill you. Guess I'll have to go back to hoboing. And they'll just kind of like collectively make their way towards the bunks.
Hey, look, If you all really are in that bad of a position, maybe we can find some for you to do at Timberfall. It's a nearby town. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
I
have
heard
some
of that.
work.
It's that old town over on the Tasselford, yeah. Snap, snap, snap. Isn't that where they were hanging the bodies? Trevin said something about that.
Yeah, that was Trevin's doing. That's part of the reason why we kicked him out of the town.
I mean, I did intend to open up like a little plot of land and plant some herbs. Maybe some of the younger ones can be taught to tend to the herbs. Can hire them. Makes more sense than hiring the people who already live in the village and already have their own jobs, probably.
We were hobos and then we were mercenaries, now we're gardeners. We've really just had a really, really good life, all told.
Well, I mean, mercenaries can die in their job, gardeners don't.
What if there's snakes? What if there's tats of worms in the field?
Well, the fields would be next to the village. I mean, how close do the Tatsuworms get to the village?
That's osmosis sarcasm.
We had to kill some of them, remember?
Yeah, but that was
You're ruining the new employee program.
That was a couple of miles off from the village.
Yeah.
I mean, they could also stay outside where the undead are. If they prefer that.
Finn, I had an idea.
Yeah. I'm listening.
We're planning on reopening this trading post anyways.
I was starting to think along the same line I think you're thinking.
Then we hire them and name them Devin's disciples and start a whole workman's guild and make them do all of our stuff for us. Me too.
Bit too far, but
but
there's a nugget of truth in that massive pile of dog shit.
These guys, none of them have any idea who exactly they're working for. They're just in it for the coin. If we get the trading post up and running, and we could have some of them be guards, some of them tending the shops, some of them working supply chain.
Yeah, just moving stuff.
I think it would be beneficial to everyone involved.
Your brother, I'll look over to Elric and kind of. Do you think your brother could figure out a better way of how to employ them to continue to get this place under control?
Probably. I mean, he usually also has his own people, but not right now.
I mean, this was mostly
kind of ramshackle.
Yeah.
You may need them to fix it up.
This was mostly Tremin's idea, and our hobgoblin friend back there wasn't particularly fond of him. Anyways, so... Oh, and we did figure out who was employing them previously.
Yeah, I mean,
you remember the lady with the pink
be less
hair who we met?
expensive than getting new people because they're already here, and moving people here is probably the most expensive part of the whole deal.
Wait, what was that about the person? The lady that came to Timberfall? The one with the familiar.
The one who provided them these wands, and Tuxie holds out the wands so that everyone in our group can see the Whispering Way logo on them.
Yeah.
Shit.
Whew. She didn't look like a necromancer. I guess looks
wasn't looking like a mage though, so she did declare herself to be a mage. Damn.
Never expected a necromancer to have pink hair.
Yeah, same. They never seemed like the bright and colorful type.
Necromancer's all about controlling life and death. Maybe she's focusing more so on the controlling life part.
Maybe, but she did.
Not to mention the fact it's an amazing disguise.
Also a lot of necromancers are about eternal life, eternal use and stuff. Maybe she's more about that.
Maybe.
If anybody has knowledge, it's not knowledge faction. I kind of hate that. Religion checks, nobility would be good. Religion, nobility, local history.
I mean, they're the same for me, so...
Brain
I have
powers,
none of
activate.
those. I am Druid. I am good for tracking people.
Che.
I rolled poorly. Twice.
What's that, like
actually.
a 2 and a 3? 5 and a 7. Okay.
No, that's a 5 and 7.
Gotcha.
But still, that was poor.
So you guys put your heads together, and it's really like Tuxie is able to get the majority of it. And from what y'all are saying, like everything you're saying is adding up. On the one hand, like if you want to practice a craft that is universally, like if you do that in polite society, the Pharasmans and y'all, specifically looking at like Gregor, like the door is going to get kicked down. People are going to come for you. It's probably best to not dress in like black hood, black robe, skull necklace, skull staff, just like out in the open. Looking a little more bright, vibrant is a very good disguise. Also, the Whispering Way comes from like all walks of the universal truth is you want to attain lichdom. Welcome to the club. So like it is feasible to think that there are members, actually there probably are some records of people who have joined, maybe not necessarily her, but like folks in the past who wanted to attain, it probably applies a little more to like vampirism because of the stereotypes, want to attain undeath just to remain forever young. I wanna be forever young. Yeah. Or she could just, again, like it could be an elaborate disguise. There's not really a dress code.
Damn necromancers in the refusal to set up a business casual layout.
It's not like you break into their castle and they're all wearing loose-fitting black robes with a green skull plastered.
These necromancers are also doing like a pyramid scam. They are hiring people to do their job.
Certainly someone with her personality would work a little better for like, if we're going to go hire mooks to go fight and die for us. Because like, certainly what you are looking at is either A, without the Whispering Way and whatever the hell it is they're up to out here being caught, they could just vomit bandits at you. They don't lose any time, resources, Onyx for animate dead. Or worst case scenario, y'all show up, y'all steamroll to help, y'all like you leave, and then a little while later, they come back, dig up the bodies, and like it's 2 for the price of 1, basically.
Yeah. Also, using mercenaries is good as long as they are not yet at the point where they can just use undead to overrun us.
Speaking of undead and questions, do I need to roll a knowledge nature or anything like that to know if it'd be disrespectful to burn the bodies for the purpose of like preventing them from being risen again?
No. It's generally accepted that like folks in the Stolen Lands are a pretty universal-ish lot. Like there's a lot of folks from a lot of places who come out here for the sake of privacy. In the case of like the Orc tribes out to the like northwest, or the Kelid tribes, you would put a stone cairn over top of them. In the case of like Timberfall, I'll leave that up to you.
Erastil and the Green Faith and all that, the dominant faiths, they don't have anything against burning bodies, especially for the purpose of like preventing death.
Yeah, no, honestly, the only faiths that probably have a problem with that are like the faiths that want to recycle the body. For example, like Urgathoa or the Whispering Way.
Yeah. Let me check something right quick. I'm gonna turn around and say, attention, all 8 of you. There are 8 people there, right? Yeah.
Yeah. They all get done staring at Devin in her direction.
I offer 1 gold each for you to gather all the bodies for me to burn, to make sure that we can bury them properly.
Okay. They look around, generally look at each other. There's some murmurs in this
They would have
accent.
done it for like 4 silvers. You are charging way too much.
You're charging?
I mean, you're offering. I'm just so bum blasted and confused by you giving them so much money.
You guys are getting paid? It seemed like an important time for that meme.
Exactly. Yes.
Look, they're starving. I know how to feed myself by just walking the woods.
Yes, I know they're starving, which means they're desperate, which means you can pay them less. Desperate people work for cheap.
They all just kind of look awkwardly at each other. Back to Devin, back to Vin, back to Devin.
They also don't
They're
last
like
very long.
They're kind of like, he's right, but we don't like hearing it.
I take out the coin. I show them an actual physical coin. I'm like, I'm not joking. 1 gold coin each.
God, you suck.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Unless someone wants to start mage handing Vin's money away, they certainly all will accept. They take a total of 8 gold and they begin dragging bodies. Notably, sure. Tremin died pretty gruesomely. IRC. Lots of pieces all over the place from the wrath of Rocky Balboa. As they start dragging bits in, like a part of his arm from the chaos is dragged from out yonder inside the fort. While it is outside the fort for the very briefest of seconds, if everyone can make a perception check.
It makes us make a perception check?
I gotta get out of the habit of saying that, because the guy that I told y'all about that doesn't like it when I phrase things that way is joining this game. So I gotta...
I like it. Like, I think it's very original, and I like it.
Thank you. Jeff is the king of positive.
What did you say?
Perception, please.
I mean, what you said of you were talking about something, like the guy who's joining us, but I didn't hear one part of it.
The way Tommy asked for rolls instead of just like, please make a perception check. He's like, you walk around the corner and you see a perception check.
Okay.
Jeff likes who I am. For like a split second, Tuxie, Gregor, you don't see it. Vin, Elric, you do. The hand, like the bird and ring finger of the hand twitch the opposite direction that the hand is being dragged, as if the hand were to animate. It's not uncommon for, not to keep hitting Ross in the same undead throughout multiple games, but it's not uncommon for in Unlife just that particular part of someone's body to reanimate very like Addams Family style and like run around and grab people. When it crosses the threshold into whatever you want to call this trading post now, it falls flat.
Threshold into what again?
When it crosses like into the trading post, like crosses like
it de-animates
right about here. Yeah, it just kind of like whoop, like it's as if it's trying to kick on, like the circuit has been closed and power is starting to kick, and then you lose the connection and it sputters and dies.
Do you see that? I see, kind of looking like to the group.
I did.
See what? What happened?
His hand like twitched, like as if he was starting to reanimate. Kind of like the head that was like hanging in front of Timberfall, kind of deal.
Or like how those
He's
dwarves
going
animated.
To inspect his head, because we had an animated head earlier that looked like his. So
I mean, I guess we keep an eye. We're about to burn it all anyway, right? So just keep an eye on it. Stab anything that moves when it's not supposed to.
Yeah, but Tuxie wants to know, like, is he already undead? What happened?
Can you make some kind of check behind that? Actually, you don't need to do that. Elric, how long does Arcane Sight tick for?
I can do it at will. It's infinite.
Got it. So it's forever and ever. I need to make a note for Spoopy Kingmaker that you see you're the Drow Noble now, basically. Okay, dope. I can do that. That's fun. The hand as it ticks, I should say, Elric, there's a faint, kind of like how the fort itself, which has continued to kind of like a light bulb that's flickering out, like conjuration. There's a little bit of, as this hand is coming in, like necromancy, and then it just drops flat.
Huh. That's really fascinating. That's so weird. I mean, the researcher part of Eric being a wizard is really fascinated by this. It's like, that's interesting.
Noxie's gonna take Tremon's ring.
Okay. Did he have a magic ring? No, he didn't. He just had there was a signet ring with the band of the Scarlet Hands insignia displayed upon it. If you'd like to make forgeries.
Is that your trophy?
Nope.
Tuxie instinctively knows if she punches someone while wearing this ring, it will leave the mark of an open hand on their forehead, branding them forever as a bitch.
Well, Tuxie is going to go to the hobgoblin.
Okay.
You know, the whole reason we brought Elric's brother out here is because he's a master merchant. We were going to have him man the trading post and turn it into something that could turn a profit. It would be interesting if, it would be useful if we had some bodyguards for him. I'm sure he would be able to produce a good income and be able to keep you employed.
Okay. She kind of looks around, looks at the three amigos by the gate. What about them? I don't know a whole lot about them, but imagine their situation's not like my own. A way to make money.
Well,
they seem to defer to you as the one in charge, and Tuxie hands over Tremon's ring. I believe this belongs to the leader of the Band of the Scarlet Hand.
Wow.
Well played.
She kind of blinks a little bit.
Nice.
Put a diplomacy check on the end of it. If this was 5e, I'd ask
gosh.
you to roll for it with advantage. But let's see if the dice
I would
favor.
love to give you advantage.
She's super good. She takes it, she looks at it, she looks at you. She quickly scans the remaining members of the party to see if anyone objects to this.
I just like stir my shoulders. Makes sense to me.
Cool.
And it's time to break Sven's heart once again. We're 0 for 2. Fine. But I'm keeping my stuff.
Oh.
Looks like we need to buy you a bow.
We cannot give Sven a break.
Poor guy.
All right.
It's fine.
I didn't even want to have a
trading
bow.
post.
If it makes you feel any better, all she has is a masterwork composite longbow with a strength rating of 2. So a lot of her damage was favored enemy against Sven, whose shield is still broken, I should say.
Oh, by the way, you can hand me that. I will start mending.
Yeah, I give him the shield.
Yeah, I will spend 10 minutes mending that stuff, I guess. I don't know. Is that enough?
Probably. Sure. Yeah.
I know that I can mend it. I'm just barely good enough at mending it. Like, the minimum level that you need to be able to mend a +1 magic item is level 3.
Okay, you're good then.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if it doesn't completely repair with the first casting, I would probably just do another one. I mean, it will take some time until my brother recovers from being kind of drugged.
Yeah, he's feeling real good right now.
Yeah. Well, probably also spent like an action to use prestidigitation to clean him up. Like, Doble's gotta look good. Definitely knows that.
About, like the finger, the damage to the finger isn't gonna like cause bleeding or anything like that. They clean up the wound and all that.
No, the wound has been cauterized. People may not know what that means. Someone put a hot thing on where the wound was, so now it is sealed. Like it's not gonna bleed any. Of course, the farmer knows what cauterized, but like,
of course, the what?
The farmer.
I know that because of the fact I've been in the hospital enough times.
The farmer doctor. You've worn many hats. But like,
That's the patient. Thank you very much for
Ugh.
those encounters.
that sounds
The
horrible.
farmer doctor lab rat. Okay.
That's indeed. But yeah, no,
Tootsie
he's not in
also-
danger of bleeding out, but putting the finger back is gonna like. It is maybe possible, maybe to like if you were to find a live troll, take some of their blood, possibly create, given that the wound itself is only like as big as a human pinky or ring finger, like a small reagent to attach it. That said, like it's on his non-dominant hand, and just like to prove like this is the Von Amar family, so he should still be functional.
Yeah, I will probably help him fix that at a later point. Maybe spend some research into getting that back, because Eric feels kind of responsible for this because he didn't think of it that like if we don't clear this outpost that this might happen. Like in his head, for some reason, he thought that his brother would show up at Timberfall and not here, but it makes sense to show up here instead. Like getting to Timberfall isn't that easy, but this is still on the main road.
It's
So it
it's
was
likely
kind of-
he stopped here first.
Yeah, like if you really think about it, it was kind of obvious that he would show up here first, but for some reason Eric didn't think of that. So he's kind of blaming himself for not thinking of that and either warning his brother ahead of time or clearing this out first. Because if he had known better, he would have insisted more on clearing this place up. So yeah, he will probably
Tootsie
spend
would
some
also
of his downtime later on to maybe find some way to reattach that finger.
Gotcha.
sorry. Tootsie will cast message at the hobgoblin, whose
Sure.
name I keep forgetting.
I'll put it in chat. I literally just stole it from Iron Fang Invasion, but put an
Yeah.
extra A in there.
And she will say, I'm sure we could make a deal for any information relating to the Whispering Way, but keep it discreet. We don't want to draw any attention to it.
Her ears kind of twitch a little when the magic hits her. The fight reaction obviously hits her. When the magic does, she tenses, she reaches down. Anybody a little too close sees that she grabs for weapons, her wolf snarls a little bit, then she relaxes, looks around, just kind of nods once. Just not necessarily in Tooksie's direction, just to nod, basically.
Got it. Now, we just have to do this with your brother, Elric, as soon as he's back to himself.
His name is Leon, by the way. So you can stop calling him Elric's brother.
We're just going to call him Elric's brother forever.
Should I tell him we're engaged too?
Ah, good. I keep forgetting we just basically have shat on Ross for a campaign. Good times.
Oh no, I was going to say with Elric. I mean, I gotta give everyone's family the same treatment.
Yeah, I caught that joke.
Ah. Okay. What now is the plan, squad?
Well, probably stay here, rest, wait till the brother starts being high.
Wait for the overwhelming meta doom to descend upon me.
It just doesn't come this session at all.
That's true.
I actually just got a text from Nick. I'm sorry. Please re-roll. No, I'm
You got
kidding.
a text from who?
It's a joke. The guy who's joining, his name is Nick. And I was like, oh, I got a text from Nick. He can't make it. Sorry, we're a 6-piece. Please be a master something again.
Oh, for real?
No. I'm being
Oh,
facetious.
shit. Oh, damn it. Okay.
I'm also gonna kick my noise gate down just a little. I'm in a new room with a new space, so like I don't know what my sound settings should be. Am I coming through? Like, are my words dropping at all for you guys?
No,
A
you're
tiny
pretty good.
bit.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, dope. I'm gonna leave it where it's at then. Huzzah! Alrighty, so we stay the night here. In the morning, we talk to Leon and go
Well,
from
we
there.
should send an eagle back to, as long as they're still listening to you, send one back to Timberfall. Let them know to watch out for the pink-haired lady.
Oh yeah, cool. We send messenger eagles. I don't know how well this is gonna work because they're like fucking Meeseeks. They normally don't have to exist this long.
Yeah, they're just bouncing off the walls. Existence is pain.
The rocky ones are now made of turquoise, so they are blue,
Hold up, let me
and
just
they now look
quickly
like Meeseeks.
re-Photoshop all these tokens. All these Rockies and golems, damn. Oh well. In another game, when I chop us down to like a 3-person party, I'll let a master summoner run around. Or me and Jeff just have a solo campaign. It's Jeff and Freedom.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. For solo campaigns, this Master
Yeah.
Summoner is pretty much perfect.
We have to have a 6-person campaign with everybody playing a master summoner. So
You
we
wanna
can
run
just
it?
Have a giant war.
Please run that shit. I'll play
Run
a
it.
master summoner.
No.
The summoner is in general really cool. You can play some kind of FF shit with them too. Like you can use your Eidolon and you can make them look like normal people, and then you could play like, oh yeah, my twin brother died when I was young, so now I have like mental issues and make my Eidolon look like him, and so
That's the
you
twin
can play
summoner
stuff like
archetype,
that.
yeah. And it just gets
There's
like team
also
repeats
that
and
one
stuff.
that like pulls the Eidolon into its body, whatever that is.
Synthesis.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
synthesis.
The brokicist.
Yeah, that is also really broken.
Let's just
Randall
say that now that I've
I-
played a little more Pathfinder, I understand why the summoner got an Unchained. I get it now. Understand.
it's so weird. Like all other classes get better when they're unchained.
Somebody needed to know.
But-
He's also
but
got
this-
haste as a 2nd level spell. This motherfucker's been walking around with haste,
Yeah.
hasn't cast it.
Yeah, who the heck thought it was a good idea to give a caster haste as a 2nd level spell without realizing how that just like, for one thing, people wonder why item crafting is banned in Adventure League.
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
Pathfinder Society.
it's somewhat okay because he only gets this like
So
one
tell me,
level
how long does
earlier.
it take for the eagles to get there?
I'm doing reading. We are talking, and I am stalling. Damn
Oh,
it.
I didn't know you were stalling. I'm sorry. But if we stall, then fucking tell me, because now I feel like an asshole, like trying to interrupt everybody in their good banter. Because I'm like, hey, let's play the game. But if we're stalling, then shit, now I'm an asshole. Sorry. Back to your banter.
Got him. Okay.
Yeah.
okay. So,
Do you have a ring for the Do you have a ring for the proposal from where he proposed to you?
okay, I'm done stalling, and I wasn't actually stalling that much. I just misplaced my mummy's mask folder. It was in my Dropbox for some reason. So y'all go to rest. In the middle of the night, everybody, like, and the Eagles are, they go do the thing. Everybody in the middle of the night, like, it gets, and it's like, it's the middle of July right now. It was hot coming in, but like, the hot never dissipates and gets a little too warm. Who do I want to bring? Somebody has to happen. I'm gonna say it's Elric. Yeah, Elric. In the night, you wake up and you see that like the runes from that fort to the south of here that had been like all over the walls. They are all over the walls of like the room we're staying at Oleg's. They pulse with a like the light that wakes you up, and very clearly the light that is also heating the place. Actually, nah, that's not fun. Everybody but Devin and Ragnar, who's far too drunk,
Okay.
wakes up. It's like uncomfortably hot. You're sweating through whatever clothes you wear to bed. The runes pulse and pulse and pulse. This is the first time Tuxie has seen them. Or Gregor, I guess. Yeah.
What are those?
This is disturbing.
Linguistic.
I don't know.
Try and read them.
Sure. Okay.
Maybe knowledge arcana to figure out if there's like danger for us if we keep staying here.
Yeah, sure.
Good rolls.
Good rolls. Okay, so Emmy, you try to read them, and the writing is kind of like backwards, upside down, different letters mashed together. But you squint and you look, and in some cases the runes outright just change when you stare at them a little too long. But it's as if like someone had wrote in various, almost like Eldritch Insanity, First Assassin's Creed scribbled on the walls. Someone had wrote Gorham's name just basically everywhere. The only real difference is it is spelled not in the way that you know the war god's name to be spelled. Spelled like that. Elric, yeah, this is not a safe place to be tonight at all. This is basically the exact same thing that happened when y'all were fighting the Forsaken Legion south of here and barely escaped with your lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, in that case, Eric's probably shouting, "Everyone, we need to get out of the fort! Someone help me carry my delirious brother!"
And Devin's unconscious body. Am I still not awake?
Devin is not awake.
And someone, this summoner dude is sleeping really good.
Will,
someone drag him too.
Yeah, Tuxie will drag him by his feet.
Okay, so
try to.
So you go into Devin's room, and one of the runes, particularly the one, we'll say like the Y, I guess, in the awkward spelling of Gorham, has manifested over top of Devin's bed and has cut through from his shoulder, his right shoulder, down to the bottom of his rib cage on the left side. That part of him is no longer there. You go to pull his legs, and you are greeted with a cauterized as if something had branded him.
Wait, so he's cut in half?
Not quite in half.
Together.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, God damn.
Not quite in half. The other part is missing. It is not there.
What, you said it's not there?
Yeah, as if something had
in a different dimension or something.
Hard to say. Basically, Tuxie just goes and pulls on Devin's ankles, and then he falls out of the bed, not unlike Trevin would have fallen off the battlements.
Uh-oh.
Witches get stitches, apparently summoners get stumps.
I'm gonna hold on to that. I love you, Ross. You're beautiful.
Tuxie's going to try and put him back to where he was before, hoping that whatever it is comes back to where it was.
Make a linguistics check.
Leave it like I was never here.
just put him back the way you found it. Slowly back off. Yeah, you're able.
He's not coming. Don't worry about it. Let's get the fuck out of here.
You're able to mostly figure it out. God, I didn't expect the response to be laughter. But yeah, you can basically discern the burn marks, I guess, and just, oh shit, put this back where you found it, and then slowly back off.
At this point, she sort of runs out sobbing because she thinks that he's definitely dead. Yeah, she's probably one of the last people out of the fort because she's got to spend the time not only to get him out of bed with her tiny little body and her 9 strength, but also to get him back up on the bed and back into position.
It's 5 minutes of hands on the ankles, feet on the back of the bed, just pushing with all her fucking might. Just, oh shit! tries to. What's that fucking goddamn it, Weekend at Bernie's? It's just a Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes.
Tootsie, what's taking so long?
Just a minute. She comes out, she gets out of the fort, and she's just sobbing and sobbing and sobbing. I pulled this out. His body came apart. I don't know what happened.
I rolled linguistics to figure out what she said.
No, you definitely understand that clearly something bad happened.
You heard her right.
It's like I can't understand her through the sobbing. Like I need linguistics.
She's probably like speaking Draconic and Undercommon and Celestial and Common all mixed together because she's panicked.
I can't speak most of those.
She just puts it all together.
I speak Common, Celestial, Draconic, and Undercommon.
So it all makes sense, but just very confusing.
Yeah,
it's like the grammar's all wrong and like.
But that's the wizard for you. It's like, oh yeah, I can speak that. Oh, I can speak that too. I can speak that, and yeah, I can speak that too. Actually,
it's like one of those weird things where you know how like some languages they have the verbs and the nouns in different orders.
I do. It's lately at Chipotle when we get mad at customers, my coworkers who are of Hispanic descent will start cursing in Spanish, and then the syntax will bleed over into English when they go back to speaking English, and it's no, I get it. I'm right there. I understood that word. That wasn't nice.
yeah,
the syntax for one thing will be mixed with another thing, and it just gets weird.
Indeed. Yeah. But does anybody want to do anything about old boy?
I'm awkwardly trying to calm down Tootsie, which I'm really poor at because I have a charisma of 7, so I'm bad with people.
Kind of there.
Don't touch him. Don't.
It's not your fault. I mean, it's kind of your fault, but stuff like that.
I'm hoping that if I leave him where he is, whenever the planes come back together, they'll be back together.
That maybe works that way. I'm like, I try to calm her down, but I'm doing a real bad job at
it. She eventually starts composing herself because she's a bard and she has to be able to talk good sometimes. But she just sort of plops down outside, just staring off at the fort.
Speaking of those runes that were like all over the place, are there like only spelling out the name Gordon, or is there anything else? Like, are those all like dwarven runes or something too?
They are. Let me get a linguistics from Elric, as we ignore the fact that Devin is undergoing a metamorphosis and instead make checks.
But yeah, hopefully nothing crazy happens. I'm gonna go pee and grab a drink real quick.
Roger. All right, he's gone. Jeff's dead. I thought I would get. Okay, cool, fair enough. Okay, so you go, you do a look around, you listen to things. The runes are, some of them are in Dwarven. The majority of them are not. Actually, in fact, I don't know if Elric speaks it, but being from Magnamar, he'd have been exposed to it at some point, probably. A lot of the runes are in ancient Thessalonian. It was a language spoken thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago by like Aslanti empires that ruled across like vast swaths of territory in like northwestern Avestan.
Oh gosh, every campaign I'm in, these Thessalonian runes come up.
Very popular.
They're connected to old stuff, so
Now we just need
something
Quink to
happens
show up.
and
But yeah. Anybody else got anything want to do? Anything throat stuff?
No, I mean, this is basically Humpty Dumpty for Tuxie.
Yeah.
Devin fell out of bed and he was in not the right pieces, and so she tried to glue him back together.
God. Pretty much.
Oh jeez. Did everyone make it out of the fort?
Yeah, everybody's fine. Ragnar is somehow still inebriated. He's good.
That is going to be one heck of a hangover.
I'm back.
Well,
especially when you
welcome
go
back.
to gun.
Well, I guess we could get that tent out of from our stuff. Looks like we are not sleeping indoors. Good thing that I got the biggest tent that I could buy, so at least a lot of people can fit in there.
Tuxie doesn't sleep. She doesn't go in the tent. She just stares at the fort.
Rocks back and forth.
He will be fine, maybe.
He will be fine. Meta. Okay.
No, it's just Eric being poor and calming her down. It's like, he will be fine. I mean, statistically, he's as good as Dad, but
as a divination wizard, I know things.
Yeah, I've seen the future. It's I mean, everything is fine. Everything's fine.
You'll be blown away.
Okay, so y'all like head out from the fort. There is a you step outside of the fort. There, like, the temperature probably drops like 20 degrees as you clear the threshold. You're able to set up about like let's say like an hour and a half passes. The fort is presently glowing like a Christmas tree this whole time, basically. And then out from the fort stumbles about an hour and a half later as the runes subside and the planar fuckery that is happening that no one really knows what is rights
as
itself.
As they subside, Tuxie is walking out there. She doesn't care if anyone's with her.
Is anyone with her though?
She's watching it the whole.
Well, everyone would probably be studying that phenomenon. You can't see it often, so as a wizard, I'm basically it's obligatory that I study this for future generations, magics and stuff.
Okay.
Just taking notes. It's like most fascinating. Just writing stuff down.
Dear diary, today my friend was branded. Okay,
but
so
I get valuable magical information out of it, so it was fine.
So Tuxie, Elric, you guys make your way back in, and Devin does end up stumbling out into the courtyard. Devin, in the part of your body of your choosing, you're not sure how it got there. It's about the size of the palm of your hand. If you were to put the palm of your hand over it, you would cover it. A knowledge religion check appears.
I don't have. Do you have to be trained in that?
No. And unless it's in a place where you would prefer it be concealed.
Unless it's where? What?
In a place where you would prefer it be concealed, Elric, Tuxie, you see it as well.
I don't know if I want to do just a scar on my chest. I'm gonna do a cool scar over my eye. Those just look pretty badass.
Have it on your kidney.
I think I'm gonna go with that.
You gotta do it on your kidney.
I didn't think of that one.
Where is your kidney?
Yes, it's on the back side. It's like on your lower back.
So you're telling me Devin has a tramp stamp now?
No, it's a vertical, not to like the middle part.
Ah,
that would be funny.
got you. Damn, fair enough.
Yeah, it's like where like your love handles are.
Ah, okay, sure, got it. Well, there is some kind of a bump there, and then you pull up your shirt to see what in the hell is going on. The image of a red disc with a serpent wrapped around it and a pair of red and blue and purple wings outstretched. Your memory of events is incredibly foggy. You went to bed, you were strangely tired when you laid down and passed out almost instantly. You remember dreaming of, like, fire, and it's very warm and it's very hot, and the sounds of, like, both, like, birds screaming, but also the sound of, like, running water, the sound of wind on reeds. It's all very confusing and hard to put together.
I'm so confused. This is nowhere how I thought it would go down. I don't know what to do. I guess that's what you're going for.
Devon, are you okay?
Tootsy's like run up to him and she's like patting him down wherever the Y was,
and
looking him over.
Just reach up, jump, pat him in the shoulder. When you hit his kidney, there's something there. If you're patting him down, you would feel there's a bump there.
Tootsie will like lift it up and look at whatever the wound thing is.
All right, it's definitely a knowledge religion check.
Yep. Oh, geez.
Yes, this is a whatchamacallit.
That is some Jesus.
Not bad with my fucking -2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how much longer we're gonna go tonight, but I think this is worth a hero point.
All right. So many eagles now attack you, so you can see how it feels. No, I'm not that petty.
Oh,
I would attack you with more.
Okay, let's see if the wizard can help. The wizard can help.
The wizard, truthfully, Devin probably knows as well. And Tuxie, after like somebody says it, you don't know a lot about them, but like you would understand who the deity is. It appears Devin has been branded with the holy symbol of the ancient Osiriani god Ra. The ancient Osiriani pantheon is pretty popular amongst the order. It's where, like, in the same way the British got lots of things for their museums that they probably shouldn't have taken, that's where a lot of the esoteric order, like, learned that the world was going to end and that necromancy was a thing and that, like, there are creatures beyond the stars that would like to nom 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 on you. This is it's not uncommon for the ancient Osiriani deities to be worshipped by members of your faction, certainly in the, like, long and verbose and, like, ceremonious purely for the sake of ceremonious rituals involved. Lots of times, like, pseudo-mummification will happen, or, like, invoking of ancient rites, so on and so forth. Ra is in that pantheon. Ra is the head deity. He is associated with a book I was stalling to open. Usually associated, much like Saren Ray is today, with the sun. He travels throughout, like, the astral plane, basically, on a giant boat with the rest of a lot of their pantheon, usually just fighting demons and things. The ancient people of that land believe that, like, by night there wasn't a sun because Ra was fighting the big bad serpent Apep. What's a little more accurate is Ra and his faithful oftentimes would be, like, they disappear off into the world, and, like, the sun goes down is kind of a euphemism for gonna go to hell, fight some devils, BRB. He is worshipped by nobility and kings and knights just as much as, like, he is also worshipped by commoners and farmers because he is associated with that thing that brings life to the planet.
Devin, did you annoy God?
Well, Tuxie is like hugging him right now. He
No,
goes,
no,
"Oh, you're
no, I can't be. You see, this is only proving my point that I am like the sun, the center of everything. This all makes sense now. It's all coming back to me. See, yes.
And
Okay,
assuming we're
Tuxie's gonna
keeping the
slap
same... Woo! Spicy. Should have kept that ring. Unity. Assuming that Jeff wants to keep the same curse, it doesn't have any super mechanical effects on the roleplay of the rest of the party at Devin, but there is a third-party curse called Friendless, and it seemed really alone and despised. You draw power from your inner resolve. He feels like a exacerbated or exaggerated version of his self, basically. Also, I don't think an 8 hits.
No, it doesn't.
Not even as a touch attack.
Nope. He probably just goes to get him in the face, gets like his shoulder pad. Wait,
Flailing at him.
Her claw gets stuck in
like-
his hood, his ascot.
God damn it.
Stop fucking up my new outfit.
You have
What is
no
wrong with
idea
you?
how much Achilles has done that.
By the way, I will, since you did so well in helping rescuing my brother, shall ask him if he can get you some new outfits because yours is like totally outdated.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so hard looking like one of them. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, I figured that's like the most likely reward that you would wish from someone who actually knows what's in high society.
You're a lifesaver.
You earned it. You worked
Excuse
hard for
me?
it.
I mean, you were cut in half. I put you back. I was
I've-
also kind of the one who cut you in half, but you're back. You're back
fuck say
together
what?
now.
It's
Evan
fine.
immediately goes to like examine his fun parts to make sure that they're all fine.
Perfectly as fun as they used to be. I suppose there's
Okay,
probably
good.
also a scar, like, from where you were once shorn.
The fuck did you do to me?
I went to pull you out of bed because you weren't waking up, and then you weren't in one piece.
Ah!
And I tried to position you back like as perfectly as possible. Tried to line things up. The letters kept moving. It was weird.
Ah!
And she catches her breath.
It's fine. Stop moaning. You sound like the druid.
Shit.
Although I do
You know what?
suppose
Just
scars look cool.
I'm just
At least there's that.
acknowledge your existence.
No, you're right. Yeah, scars do look cool. I look super badass. I've been through some shit. I've been through the struggle, but like rags to riches type of thing. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can dig that.
I'm just glad you're in one piece.
When were you forced to wear rat? Oh,
Yeah, that shit was 3 seasons ago. It's basically rags.
I don't know. Like, all of my clothes was made for me by my mother.
Okay, Dolly Parton. Well, maybe
Wait.
if your parents loved you more, they would get you nicer clothes.
We haven't met your mom yet. That I noticed.
No, I don't know where she's been, and it's concerning. But oh well.
Maybe she's off making somebody a coat.
She's just the item crafter of the family, and she's gonna show up with so much magic clothes for Vin.
He is the alchemist.
There you go.
Tuxie is like really clingy right now. She's like wrapped around Devin.
Penny,
around his waist.
Penny, down, Penny.
Oh, shut up! I'm just happy you're okay.
I'm happy. I'm okay too. No one is happier that I'm alive than me. I can assure you.
Are you sure about that? I take you up on that bet.
Reasonable.
Devin is real tired because it's real hot, so he's gonna try to conjure Nobirt so he can wave a fan on him.
And in his place, Nobirt does not come, but rather it looks like an eagle, but it's a little smaller, and its feathers are all like bright gold and silver and bronze. This thing, it doesn't mechanically put off light, but like if it were light out right now, and it's probably like 3 a.m. as this is going down, it would reflect the glow of the sun. It spreads its wings once and paws, and then like moves forward and boops.
Your eagles look even more fancy than usual.
But that's it is. It's very pretty, and I like it. But that's not Nobirt.
I can see that.
I need a fan man, and this beautiful object is not Nobirt.
It flies forward, and it perches on your shoulder, and it starts fanning as best as it can. The wind is warm coming off it, and TBH, this thing probably puts off a little bit of heat.
This is horrible. Everything is horrible. It's hot. You know who sweats? People who work. I don't need to sweat.
Tuxie will get like a cool rag, like she'll dip a rag in some water and like put it on his forehead.
Oh, it's like that scene from Jesus Christ Superstar. This is awesome.
I forgot about that movie.
I like you, Mary Magdalene.
I mean, you do know that you can
Your
just
nicknames
use
are
your
getting weirder.
prestidigitation to cool yourself down. I mean, are you a real spellcaster or not?
I completely forgot that. I tried to do prestidigitation, which is no longer on my spell list.
Yeah, that's the point.
In its place, probably like, what is another cantrip you have? I don't know, like guidance comes out or something.
Guidance, because there's so many that because every what you call it, you get like more of the old ones when you go up a level.
Get a bunch of cantrips.
Spells known, yeah, that's right. Spells known. So like I've got a bunch of spells known, but the spells known can only be like one level lower than the ones you already know. So you start off, all my other spells are fucking mending.
You try to cast prestidigitation instead. Gregor realizes his shield is all good.
Okay,
cool. No. Devin meant his ascot.
Don't try.
Oh yeah, prestidigitation. His ascot is just much nicer than it used to be.
There's the annoying part is if you tried mending, it would take 10 minutes.
Why isn't this working? It's been so long. Oh, my ascot.
It fixed my clothes.
Okay, well this is nice and all, but this is not normal.
Yeah, you're kind of mixing up your magics.
But it's not. I don't know how. I just sort of like you think about it, you want it to happen, and you do it. It just does. Like because you're special. Don't you get it? No, you and your silly books. It doesn't come from within. I'm just awesome, and just magic does what I tell it to, very limitedly.
I mean, I crack jokes and things happen. That's how it works.
We don't talk about bards. They're taboo in wizard school.
I mean, technically, it's spontaneous casters. So,
I mean, yeah, but you make even less sense than like the others. like the sorcerers, at least they get it from the blood power. But you're like playing an instrument or something.
Hey, I make people laugh.
Sense. I don't want to think about it. It's breaking all my formulas.
Tuxie is talk shit, get hit the character class.
Yes.
Okay, so as this conversation is going on, the eagle continues like fanning and like as a avian does, cocking its head, looking around at stuff. Eventually, it floops up into the air once and spreads its wings, and everybody, with the exception of Devin, hears it kind of just like a long and melodious cry of like perfect pitch out of nowhere, out of this very celestial creature. And then as it does that, it turns towards Devin. Everyone else just hears like a long span of like caw, but much more on pitch than whatever the hell that was.
Much more melodious too.
Yeah, no shit.
Holy crap, that thing sings better than half the people from my bard school.
Devin, it appears as if the sun is rising. Actually, yeah, no. The sun literally is rising as this is happening. The eagle in your mind's ear. You must have so many questions. You want the long version or the short version?
Long. Tell me everything.
I'm surprised. Normally you don't have the attention span for that.
But it's about me, so it's okay.
The eagle cocks its head and, well, a long, long time ago, during the age of... That's not what you mean. Flaps. Your plane of existence is undergoing a state of flux, state of transition. You...
Transition into what? What are we becoming?
We are unsure. You were caught in the crossfire. My master was able to get your soul back.
Where did it go?
Well, and the rest of the squad is just beautiful coos and caws as the eagle turns vaguely like in the direction of Tuxie. Flap looks back at you. She was very astute. We're caught in a... Now, the eagle like kind of like brings its... As it flaps, it lands on your shoulder again. It puts its wings together to like mesh them together as much as it can into like putting your like fingers together, and then pulls them apart. You were caught in a state of planar divergence, shall we say. The consequences were not very nice for you. My master,
yes,
he has brought you back. The consequences were not what we... Fortunately, your connection with the planes you formerly borrowed from, including our own, is now tenuous. Several parts of your body have been rewritten, rearranged, or otherwise stitched back together. In return for this boon, this gift, this blessing, my master would ask, you determine what is happening. My master is very afraid. Flaps again.
Oh man, if he's scared, that means it must be really bad. And then of course, when things get really bad, who else would you come to but me? So okay, I understand. Wow, really heavy. Okay.
I guess Devon's turned into a bird person, huh? I say, kind of looking over to Tuxie.
Yeah, Tuxie is like looking at him. Oh, I have to ask: is Devon cawing, or is he actually speaking common and the eagle is only cawing, or are they both cawing at each other?
I'll leave that one up to Jeff.
You'll what?
I'll leave it up to you. Are you speaking in common and the bird is replying telepathically?
I think it'd be funnier to do that.
I think
that'd be way funnier. Just going back and forth, like when Harry Potter was speaking goddamn snake and didn't realize he was speaking snake. So
yeah.
So that could be fun, but then we'll just shortcut it that everything you've heard from this bird out of the game is what I'll tell you to keep it rolling along. Exactly. But yeah, this whole thing is taking tongue and fucking parcel eager my tongue.
It's like it kind of sounds like Celestial, but also sounds like Devin has lost his goddamn mind. A little bit.
Yeah, I was just about to say, when he starts like cawing at his bird, Eric is probably like leaning over to like win. It's like, oh man, he finally lost it completely.
Tuxie's like climbing on top of him, checking his hair for feathers.
The eagle just kind of looks at you funny. This looks back at Devin. This one is strange.
Penny's useful, but definitely strange.
We are sorry for the abruptness. We did not expect the probability of one being caught in the convergence of a ley line and the shoring apart of planes is they begin like this is the part where like the melodious cawing goes to like 7/4 cut time as they begin listing the like absolute obscure 1 in a million chance that could have happened to you. I am sure you have many questions.
Wait, isn't this the second time that this happened to us? Statistically speaking, that's super unlikely.
That's how special I am.
You don't know what they're saying. What is he saying?
Someone cast
Do you
tongues on
speak with
themselves real quick.
animals? Do you speak bird?
The druid can.
I speak
maybe.
celestial. I don't know.
It's
gonna.
it's celestial, but
gonna leave
with an eagle accent.
You clearly get the gist that this is a like the eagle is much more than you think it is, and some of it kind of sounds celestialist. It'd be kind of like if I were trying to have this conversation with you, but also trying to like be really melodious throughout the whole time and just making random nonsense. But Devin appears to understand it.
All right, so who do you think is at the? What are we going after? Who's responsible for all of this?
We are unsure. Flap.
Basically a song. I mean, not everything makes sense, but there's something to it. It's like I don't know. I don't do the music. There's some parts who do, and it doesn't always make sense. But I don't know. It's poetry.
Wait, Tommy, did you send something, or what were you about to say?
There's more flapping, and you must have many questions. Then you ask your question, and they flap again. We do not know. Flap.
Okay. Okay, so more weight on my shoulders, but I can do it. I'm awesome. I know it. I'll be okay. We can save the world. How long is this gonna? Is this a forever thing, or
What a forever thing.
just the me being the chosen one? Does that come with benefits, or what am I supposed to do now? I don't know who.
Do you get a
I don't know who
retirement
I am.
package?
Our insurance plan is available. That
401k.
the King of the Heavens rewards all of the King of the Heavens servants, whether or not their servitude flaps again. The eagle kind of like stares off a little. Involuntary. We are sorry. Flap.
I mean, at least you apologize, and I can appreciate that when people know they have wronged me, and I appreciate the last person who wronged me didn't even apologize. Maybe if they had apologized, his face would still be on his head, but it's not. But you're a good one. High five to the bird.
The bird, I guess with its wing, just kind of does a quick like infinite, like a figure eight in the air. Yeah, there it is. It's like whap, and then flies back up.
So is this can we be pen pals now, or is this like once you leave, I'm never gonna talk to you again, like that one lady who I fell in love with and I never got to see her. I miss her.
What's her name? Flap.
I
Oh my gosh!
I don't even know.
Tell me all about this person from your backstory. Flap.
He's doing what players usually do to the DM. It's like, give me the name. It's like, God damn it, I didn't have already.
I don't know. It was a night at a party, and she may have lied to me. I don't. I was very drunk. I'll think if I need to. If I think real hard, I'm sure it'll come back to me in like 7 days.
Give or take. Flap. God damn it. I just got that. But no, I will stay with you. And before everyone's eyes, on the eagle's forehead, the feathers, they kind of like twist and turn and mold and change color all at the same time to form Ra's holy symbol on the forehead of this creature. Your connection with the other creatures of the outer planes is severed. I, however, flap, moves over, figurates around like your whole body. My master would like me to watch over you, flap, and so I will.
Ah, cool. Do you have a name that I'm going to forget 2 minutes down the road?
You may call me what you wish.
Cool beans, Birdman.
The beautiful melodious bird song has a quick shrill discordant note at Birdman. And mechanically speaking, Jeff, since you have been so cool about there being a seventh person tossing a coin to their Witcher and joining Spoopy Kingmaker and playing something that would allow the seventh person to have time on the battlefield and stuff, we grant you an Eidolon.
Oh, okay.
It has an avian form, and it is as if you were just a summoner. But other than that, you can form it as you will, as per the class feature. I have a distinct feeling I'm going to look much different than I did 3 seconds ago.
At least he didn't name you Big Bird.
There's a disgruntled look of sad.
Or servant, just servant. Servant do... ...
I think I might go with no. So I had no beard, but you are going to be Reboito.
This is better. Flaps.
Reboito Birdman.
Sadly, the bird goes back to Axis. Meh.
Come, Reboito. There's a world to save. Have you ever seen The Waterboy with Adam Sandler?
Oh God,
no.
Anyway,
Mama said Eagles is OP because they got all those teeth but no toothbrush.
Exactly. So it's got like a weird Cajun accent, but then it's like he left to go and he fell in love with fuck, I forget the whole goddamn point, but it was funny. Anyway, they have a weird accent. His name was Robert, and then he changed it to Reboito.
Now my name is Reboito.
Yes, after he abandoned his family.
Okay.
Classic Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you're still alive. I guess
I'm alive better than ever.
Well,
how many people do you know were chosen by the gods to be as awesome as I am? How many? 0. That's a many. At your little fancy schmance wizard school.
You've met Drazen. He was reborn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Trazen and a crypt dragon promptly fly across the sky. Just don't fucking mind us.
and Elric's family was founded by someone who was chosen by the god of magic.
Elric's whole family shows up. They teleport in. Hi, how are ya? Hi, son. They teleport back. Finn's family line goes back to like the first archdruid or some shit. Y'all are PCs. You're super powerful. Ragnar's just drunk.
It's like, welcome to the club.
Yay! I feel accepted.
Welcome to the Avengers.
Finally, one of us.
Anyway, you get the distinct and definitive impression that it's probably safe to rest in the trading post tonight. There will not be I don't know what I want to call that phenomenon. I guess I'm just going to call it, there won't be any planar fuckery at Oleg's trading post any further.
That's the official
planar fuckery
term for that.
He wrote it in his little book.
Putting it in the notes. It's happening. Plainer fuckery.
Yeah. It's like Eric is like to celebrate that you got back, you are allowed to name this phenomenon. She's like plainer fuckery. Like, God damn it!
Say the books. I'm gonna write a book when I retire and teach it in all the colleges. Like that one Ravenclaw professor who was really under fucking qualified, but he went and taught anyway. That's gonna be me. I'll be teaching classes on plainer fuckery.
Just bluffing through your entire tenure.
Yes.
Play that bard, hell yeah. Okay, so everybody does the nappy, does the passy. There probably won't be any more combat this session, so in case people want to get out ahead of the math between here and next week, I will say you do level to level 4.
Yeah.
In the morning, Leon doesn't feel very good, but he's in one piece and he seems to like, he's lucid. He recognizes you and he sees just, Elric, how long have he kind of scratches his head, looks up at the sun as it's like coming up and like getting to like noon at this point, I guess. What happened?
Well, the how long question is difficult to answer because apparently they drugged you for like several days. So I can't give you a definitive timeline on that. But we're several hours after we found you, if that helps. Also, I'm really sorry. This is mostly my fault. I didn't think that. Well, with all the bandits holed up in here. Well, I mean they were mercenary, not real bandits. But I need to get to the point. It's kind of my fault that you got captured and hurt and stuff like that. We also antagonized these people, kind of. Oh, they also antagonized us. I'm rambling. I'm sorry.
Suppose that explains. And he raises up his left hand, taps where his ring finger was supposed to be.
They mailed it to us.
What?
Yeah.
Eric
is probably pulling out like the letter, which has like, which still has like the finger attached to it. It's like, well, I did keep it. I will try figuring out a way how we can reattach it. I'm really sorry.
You thought it was something else at first.
But yeah, also thanks a lot for doing me this favor of helping me out with this whole situation and helping manage this abandoned trading post and stuff like that.
We also got you some employees.
Also,
do they have any more drugs?
Now that
he kind of like half smiles as he does so. He puts his hand up to his head, realizes he's missing a finger, switches hands.
Well, if you have pains, I can concoct you something. I'm a herbalist after all.
I think.
And an alchemist.
Mostly just a nap. Should be quite fine. Is everyone present as this conversation is happening, or is this like a private between you two kind of thing?
Well,
I think so.
Probably. I mean, as long as people are not like out. Everyone who wants to be there can be there. Let's say it that way.
Oh yeah, I want to be there. That's
gotcha,
where like the cool nobles are, so I want to hang out with my people.
So Leon like looks at the assembled, I will assume 5 of you, puts his hand up to his head again. Where is...
What the ragtag?
There was a friend. He said he was with you. A tall, blonde human man. Strange tattoo over his eye. He said he was with you. I met him on the road from Restov, and then... Scratch. Ended up here.
Tall, blonde.
His eyes kind of go really wide as he realizes there's a couple holes in his memory.
this another one of those necromancers?
No, he said he was with the Order. He carried one of the Aldori weapons, one of those curved things. Tall, well-dressed. He snap, 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 snap. And about the time that he says the name, Gregor, you realize he is referring to the person who hired you. Yes. Gregor Vinci von Manchik II. Yes. Him. Where is he? He said he was friends with all of you. He named all, and he points at, Tuxi. That is your name, yes?
I mean, yeah, but I don't know how this guy would know it. I don't think I've ever met him
And
personally.
Turns over Devereaux Dubois and Vinkel Jimerson and I don't know Ragnar's last name. He knew all of you by name.
That's what I want to know.
Well, I'm not part of the Order.
Well, he said that you were friends with us, which is weird.
He had 5 friends here in the Stolen Lands, plus, of course, you, your brother. And snap, snap, snap. And then
I'm keeping him informed.
This is very strange.
I mean, is it? You would think that if there are other members of the Order here, that they would be informed of what our mission is.
Yeah, I know, but why would he say that we are his friends? That's it seems like a weird way to say it. And he seems to know weirdly not a lot of us. How does he know about Win, for example? I mean, nothing against you, but he's not with the Order. He's hired.
And he also, when he's referring to the 5 of you, he's referring to, I shouldn't say that. I'm talking like Chewie's not here. When he refers to the 6 of you, he's referring to all 6 of you as if you are his friends, which is weird for Gregor, who was hired to protect him.
Yeah, this is really strange.
Well, would there be a record of the Order hiring these people? So at least that'd be how he may know, but it's still weird that he's trying to make this friendship connection.
Especially considering the holes in your brother's memory. It's eerily similar to someone else's memory that we had to deal with.
Yeah, I'm also thinking of Wynn's brother who got his memory altered.
I imagine his is going to be even worse because if they drugged him with regular drugs on top of the mind control, if you did your little brain thing, I'm sure it's going to be all a big fucking bleh.
It basically just comes back weird binary.
Yeah, the weird part though is that if I got that right, based on the description, the person that my brother met was the one who was commissioning Gregor and his men.
Yes.
That's the thing that's confusing me the most about this, I guess.
I wonder if he's a traitor.
The Darklands.
Tommy, is this supposed to be confusing, or did we do something wrong?
I hesitate to answer.
Okay.
If this is literally Jeff is asking for help, it is kind of a mystery, yes.
Okay.
We will have to investigate more in that direction.
Yes, but until then, I would say that he's not to be trusted.
Leon nods.
One more thing. I'm kind of surprised. Did you come here by yourself? Did you not bring any men, at least to protect you on the way here?
Shakes his head.
The
Order made it out like I would be safe to Oleg's.
Yeah. You always have been kind of the adventurous type.
Figure a couple days walk, worst case scenario, I run into, he begins trying to count to 10, then gets to a finger he can't count on anymore. Well, a lot of zombies. That's what I was expecting. And he withdraws a wand from his as you would draw a great sword from your back, he whoop, here's a wand. He pops it once, a little bit of positive energy comes off, not to expend a charge, but just to be aha, wand of cure light wounds. I thought I would be fine. Certainly, I could at least outrun them, but apparently, I can't outrun members of. Did he always have the? And Leon puts his hand over his right eye. Did he always have the tattoo there?
I don't know. Gregor,
did he have a tattoo?
No, he. I heard a mic open and I wasn't sure if Sven was gonna. Is this the part where Sven's gonna tell us he's been muted this whole time?
I'm muted.
God damn it,
Why?
Sven!
But I don't know why.
Something when he's first introducing the character, I was like, wait.
Am I muted the whole evening?
You might have been. God damn it! You gotta just
you
leave.
might have been. You
let that
didn't
mic
say
open.
anything like almost ever.
Go to
The whole
Robin's
session.
house, stream from Robin's house. It'll be great. He leaves his mic open. But Gregor, no, he did not have. He was actually like the picture of modern swashbuckling nobility. The notion that one of those would get like a big old tattoo over their eye, right?
I didn't see a tattoo on his face as I worked with him. So that has to be new.
I see.
That's very suspicious. Can you describe it? Can you like sketch it for me? I will probably take out my notebook and hand up like my quill and maybe see if you can like give us a raw sketch or something of how the tattoo looked. Maybe it's some special symbol. We can figure out more with that.
Sure, of course. I'll try. And he starts to doodle onto the like paper. Basically, he just starts making lines, and he goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines in 5 different directions. I'm sorry. And he puts the pen down, puts his hand to his head. I wish I could be more helpful. Clearly, something's missing. Tries to draw it again.
This might be part of the whole memory alterations stuff. I know there's spells like memory lapse. Maybe it's like a more powerful version of that.
Memory fabric.
Pardon?
Memory fabrication spell?
Yeah, maybe. Or alteration. There's a lot of weird mind magic that one could employ.
That wouldn't pick up under when Elric would have first hit him because the magic would have expired already.
Yeah.
Short of like Leon is now dominated.
Yeah, exactly. It's like anything that's also a lot of things like that have like a duration of instantaneous, so it's like permanent stuff, so it doesn't linger. I mean, if we were ever to get like Wish or something, we could undo it, but that's because Wish is just that powerful. Yeah, anything short of like wishes or miracles usually can't undo stuff like that easily. At least I don't think so. There's probably nothing that could be like dispelled to return his memories.
At this point, perhaps like something along the lines of like one of the bigger restoration spells or that maybe.
Yeah, that's true. That could work as well.
It's hard to say without knowing exactly what hit him. It's just that he was obviously hit by something more than just like a knife to his finger and then a bunch of drugs to keep him like, just high enough to not run away, basically.
Yeah. I'm kind of worried that they place like other like cues on you. But I will certainly try to find ways to make sure that in the future we can cleanse your mind of all these altercations.
Shit.
Magic can sometimes really be nasty.
You're worried about something still on me. Should I return to Restov?
No, I think it's fine. Well,
Well, I mean, if it was still
Yeah.
on him, then you would have detected the aura. Right?
I'll make a
Yeah.
spellcraft check.
Probably. Let's see. Where's spellcraft? Done here.
Yeah, between the two of you, yeah, that's reasonable. You probably, like, if there was some kind of enchantment on Leon, still it would have pinged.
So it's different from like Wynn's brother.
Yeah.
But well, I guess on him I still detected magic aura, like a residue. So I guess that's certainly different. You also said that if he were dominated, then I would still.
Or if, like, you caught him on the very tail end of someone hit him with, like, compulsions and modify memories. Whereas in Leon's case, it's been, like, whatever the hell happened to him really fast. And it's now long gone.
Okay, yeah. Well, that makes me feel a lot better. Okay, so. Yeah, there's nothing urgent in that case. It's somewhat at some point in the future we can recover those memories maybe, but it's nothing too important aside from that we know that someone's walking around here manipulating memories. It seems really weird why you would place such memories in your head. Do you have any other strange memories?
Shakes his head no. Mostly just a lack thereof.
Maybe they extracted some information from you. Kind of worried what they want to do with that. But I mean, in this case, it's one of the advantages that you aren't really involved with the order. That you always did your own thing.
Nods.
Otherwise, who knows what kind of important information from the order he could have extracted from you. I hope that person doesn't want to damage your business back home. Maybe you should write some of your people and check up on that.
Certainly, I have enough runners here now.
Yeah.
I suppose while I have you, what exactly do you want me to do here? Am I just to maintain trade? Am I just to keep the post up and running? Certainly, and
Well,
he looks at the catapults that are still trying to reload themselves and still failing. Certainly, we have more than enough defenses.
Well, for now, there are different things to do, but one of the plans that we had is to make a more permanent, to create a more permanent base in these lands, and for that we would also need to, like, well, expand on the trade and stuff like that here, because if we want to get anything done in these lands, then we need resources and people, and currently both of those things are mostly lacking here. So we probably need to get some things going here, and that's kind of why I thought you wanted to that you could help, because like you have a lot of experience, and well, if everything goes well, there's also a good chance to make a lot of money here, and well, I guess you would never want to let a good chance slip by for that.
He nods. Certainly, managing a frontier outpost should be easy enough.
Yeah. So that's
Well,
what's
if you
kind
could
of
expand
like.
it, that would be even better.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear you're very good at what you do.
Nods.
If he ever wrote like a merchant check, he will do really well. I put like everything into making him an uber merchant when I created that character. I think.
How come everywhere I click there's a Google Docs thing?
Docs are important.
Yeah. Oh,
well, all right, fair enough. So the plan is I keep this place safe, make a little money for myself, give you a place to rest, refresh, relax yourself.
Yeah.
Presumably, I can sell things for you back in Restov if you would like.
And hopefully we can expand on all these things in the future.
He nods.
Like, one of the things that you should certainly keep tabs on is building materials. Like, this place is currently very bare bones, and to fit our needs for what we want to do in the future, we will certainly need to build new facilities. Like, this place, nowhere in this place I have a proper alchemy lab, so that's very lacking. I will certainly need that in the future.
I think I could whip that up. Perhaps something to make these, and he kind of looks over the walls. Something a little more modern, something a little more zombie-proof.
Exactly. Also,
do we need black powder too?
Oh yeah, our dwarven friend will.
Ragnar comes out of his stupor just long enough to shout about snakes and gunpowder, then goes back to drinking. Ragnar's got a real problem. We need to talk to Ragnar.
Yeah, we need an intervention. Like, his alcoholism is getting a little bit out of hand.
All he has to do is convert to Caden and everything will be fine.
He just goes to straight value town. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, one more thing that I wanted to ask you a favor of. You see, I wanted to join the order, the Arcane Order, and they kind of have like a hefty initiation fee. I'm kind of tight on money right now. Could you maybe help me with that?
How much are we talking?
At level 4, I wanted to take one level of the Mage of the Arcane Order, and one of the things it says that if you join the order for the first time, you need to pay 750 gold initiation fee. And then you get like a thing or amulet or scarf or whatever that
like a bonded item or something.
No, not really. It's more like an item that shows that you are part of the Arcane Order. It's like more like a sigil ring or something. Just that it can be any kind of item. But they just have like a really high initiation fee for some reason.
My memory is a little fuzzy, but something tells me I think we can just waive that arbitrary cost from a 3-5 prestige class. Yeah, I'm sure. Of course, I have the money, and it's totally fair narratively. Dope. And off the money goes.
I was just kind of like, yeah, I guess it's not that important, but we could probably hand wave it by asking my brother.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have a very clear picture. Just keep me informed. At this point, as Erisy is like, she's come back in from the morning. The wolf is trailing behind her. She has a deer like over her shoulders. She flops it down and begins like getting the meat off. Certainly, I have more than enough runners here. The hobgoblin.
The hobgoblin is back.
Do you have any idea where you're heading from here?
Well, I'm not sure. We probably
to fight great evil. We have been chosen.
Yeah. It's fine, Devin.
What are you talking about?
We probably need to like stick our heads together and make plans on where we move to next. What our next investigation ideas are. Like, there's still a lot of these lands that we haven't managed to explore, and somewhere around here, the Whispering Way has made their hideout. We need to find it and then purge them from these lands and stop whatever plans they have.
And smite them in the holy name of Ra.
The eagle who appears out of nowhere caws real loud.
What?
Make even less sense than usual, Devin.
I'm not saying something.
I'll explain it all to you later. Do you remember the whole thing with like me being cut in half in the vision? It's awesome. Like, if you thought I was awesome before, just you fucking wait. Just you wait, buddy.
All the NPCs kind of look at Devin like he's off his rocker, basically. Just like
Devin kind of confused.
The high end of it is the NPCs are like, what the fuck is this guy on? The low end of it is like, oh, he clearly had a bad time. Let's just generally avoid him and not be friends with him at all. And there's that friendless curse.
Also, that crazy person over there, he was like a really big help in saving you. I know, currently it doesn't look like he's competent at all, but if you could do like a favor and maybe get him like a set of new fancy clothes, like he's really into that, and you know, the worst things.
And speaking of the fancy aesthetic, we should have made it raw. We should have made it fucking Haster. That whole Haster, the great old one, who's all about dress real fancy and kill everyone. God, it would have been perfect. Oh well.
Well, fuck it, we can redo it.
Nah, it'd be. Let's introduce the great old ones in the presence of a druid. It would be bad.
No, I love this idea now that like Devin is now like the crazy person on the street. Like the end is coming, but it turns out the end is actually coming, but no one wants to believe him, and everyone thinks he's fucking crazy, but he's not fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's basically correct.
You squawk.
If we're doing some planning, I'll send for some wine and clothes and more fruit than whatever this porridge is for rest of. We'll figure it out. And that is where we're gonna call it for tonight. Level 4 you go. That was good times. Again, Jeff, you're beautiful. Thank you for making room in our life for now. So now we have a 6.5 person party, not a 7 person party. It's awkward. But cool. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Kingmaker, but Spoopy. I still have boxes to unpack, so I should go. Say bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.